To sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
Saturdays are your day to kick back, relax, and have fun. That's why Ottavola Market Cafe is the perfect place to go for dinner, drinks, and takeout. Ottavola is open every Saturday at 4 p.m. on the bar side, serving a special selection of menu favorites of appetizers, pastas, and specialty pizzas. Whether it's dine-in, takeout, or drinks with friends, Ottavola is the best choice every Saturday starting at 4 o'clock. Visit OttavolaMarket.com to see what's new, and visit Ottavola on Red Banks Road every Saturday starting at 4. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and made-from-scratch pastas. Check out the 16-ounce cowboy steak or the seafood delight pasta. Join us for our legendary brunch on Sundays from 10 to 2. The Rick House can feed your larger crowds with off-site catering and room for 125 in our adjacent banquet hall. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
There's local politics, bud.
I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand.
Was that supposed to be funny?
Get these clowns out of here.
Why would they do that?
You were having a freaking game.
Dude. It's a cocky bunch, man.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, welcome in to a Thursday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. You can find us on 1250, 930, also online, pr927fm.com. And watch the show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Make sure you are subscribed to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube. A lot of goodies there for you, including the press conferences from Wednesday. Thank you, sir. With Mike Houston, Donnie Kirkpatrick, and Blake Harrell. Also, ECU head basketball coach Mike Schwartz after the Pirates' victory last night, where they did the same thing they do every game. Get down by a lot, come back, make it exciting. And we saw that against Hampton last night. We'll hear what Mike Schwartz had to say. He was not too pleased with what happened in the game last night. I think he's tired of the deficits and the comeback. So we'll hear what he had to say. We'll recap that one with a lot of our guests today on today's program, including Troy D., who was at the game last night, Justin Behr from ECU Marketing, who I saw last night up in Section 213. They'll be here to kick off today's show. Kevin Monroe joins us at 3:30 to talk Senior Day, East Carolina and Houston coming up this Saturday, 2 o'clock, Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. We'll have our Flight by Yingling practice report with a lot of audio from the coaches coming up at 4 o'clock. The big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, has been hot early on this season in college basketball. We'll get his take on college hoops and also East Carolina and Houston. And touchdown, Tony Collins will join us in the 5 o'clock hour to talk Pirates and NFL. So we got a lot to get to on this Thursday show. Also, what is on your mind, you can chime in. If you have a question for Justin Behr or any of our other guests, you can get in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Shirley Rhodes is here. Chandler Honeycutt's here. Troy D. alongside. Hello, Troy.
Good to see you, Clipper. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Doing well.
Good to hear.
Starting to feel back to almost 100%.
From
like last Monday.
The sickness?
Yeah. I don't know what it was, but...
it's going around.
Yeah. I'm feeling a lot better.
Justin Behr, how are you?
Good. Can I start? I have a grievance that I've been sent here with.
Oh, boy.
Those are our grievance hours next hour.
Brian Meador friend of the program.
Sure.
Would like to know when he is going to be invited back on Pirate Radio next. He said it's been a while since he's been invited on Pirate Radio.
That's a fair grievance.
And he just...
Can I handle that, Cliff?
Yeah.
We could tie this into the Ask the Owner segment.
Okay.
This could be a good one. Why isn't Meador on?
Why is Brian Meador not on Pirate Radio?
I would like to do a bless you, by the way. Bless you, my son.
Thank you.
I would like to propose that we do a reunion press box program.
You would like to propose that? Because that's been proposed for 4 months.
No, I'd like to move forward with it, with Meador, Bailey, and I extended it to Weaver, and I will tell you, Weaver acted like he was either too busy or wasn't interested when I presented him the idea. So I will give him one more chance. I'll see him at the tailgate this Saturday.
Okay.
I said, we're going to do this, Clip. I'm going to move it from I'd like to we're going to do it. I'm going to move it up the priority list. And if Weaver doesn't want to opt in, I will find a fourth, either yourself or someone else that will participate with us on our press box reunion show that Meador could be a part of first.
At this point, I'll believe it when I see it.
All right, no, I'm dead serious about doing that. Either right before Thanksgiving or right after Thanksgiving.
All right.
So next week's a short week.
Yep.
So if you tell Mr. Meador, may not work next week, but the following week, I think going into maybe the last home football game.
Yeah,
would be a good week to do that.
I will relay that message. He might be listening right now. I don't know if he is or not. But.
So Meador will work around your schedule so we can get that done. And then separately, we can always incorporate him in December on PRL too.
All right.
Where Justin is sitting.
As John Moody says, still waiting for that press box episode. I'm with John here. I'm kind of like, all right, well, let's get it done. Let's make it happen.
All right, we're going to make it happen.
And
I'm glad I could accelerate this process potentially.
Yeah, and as far as it goes on this program,
I'm not going to let Billy Weaver derail our plans.
All right. Again, it's been 3 months.
I know.
So we got to get it done.
Okay.
Meador kind of has an open invite, but it is on me to invite him to the show. So I'm a big Meador fan. I think this would have been a great week to have him after the Cowboys lost and Washington beat Philadelphia. So, heck, I might have a spot for him tomorrow. We'll see. All right, but anything else, Justin? We have a lot of complaints that we want to pass along to you. So
I'm done with my grievances.
That's it?
I had
an easy one.
Yeah, that was my
real one.
My one and only.
John Moody said #Ask the Bear, so we can have the Ask the Owner and Ask the Bear segment.
That was more of a request than a grievance, I would say.
Yeah, it really was. I wanted to make it sound worse than it actually was.
Yeah, that's not really a grievance. We thought.
I just really wanted to express Meador's disappointment.
Is Meador not getting enough airtime? Like, he's clamoring for
yeah, he needs to get his face back out there again.
I did see, we were talking about this before we went on the air, From the Helm, they call it, from John Gilbert, who basically, it was exactly what we talked about last week, Clip. You guys talked about it too, as far as fixing the problem, as far as the students not being on TV.
Yep.
And I said the easy fix is just flip-flop the sidelines. He actually addressed that and said that's being looked into.
Yeah, it's one of the options that we're looking into. As he mentioned, part of the Pirates Unite campaign is to do some upgrades to Mengies, and one of those things is to do chairback seating. So we're trying to figure out where those are going to go, and then that kind of leads the conversation from there.
And we kind of joked, telling you, like, hey, Chandler and I will go out there to Mengies this weekend and switch everything around if we need to, chairs and everything. But you said there are some technical, electrical,
just with where everything has to hook in, so that all the audio and you can hear music and Morgan and all that.
It's not just about
and then ESPN
seats.
Plus broadcast, everybody can hear everybody in there. So
a little more to it than just moving a table.
Yes,
yeah.
But I wish it was that easy.
Right.
You said it is on the.
It is something I have to discuss,
and probably not for this season, but for next season.
No, it'll be next season. Yeah, I mean, once we kind of start the season, keep everything consistent. So
I do think there needs to be, and I looked at it last night again, kind of a little more critical. There's so much gray in Mengies. If there could be more purple, like purple seats, and I know when the new seats go in, hopefully they'll be purple. It is very drab. And I do think a lot of that is the color palette that's in there.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think, you see some of those arenas that they, do those like multicolored seats, and part of that is so when you're on TV, it doesn't look, because it looks like people are wearing just different colored shirts throughout the arena. So when you have that consistent gray, definitely you can see it a little bit more.
What are you doing to fix that?
We're trying to get more people to go to games to get people in those gray seats.
That is what your job.
Yeah, that is my job. Yeah, that's literally what my job is. So.
All right, good stuff.
Yeah, that's the fan engagement part.
That's more the marketing side.
We have questions
So
for...
what is fan engagement?
Once they're there.
Yeah. Have you been engaging fans?
Yeah, I think the crowds have been great at Mengies this year.
I was personally engaged last night by Justin.
Yes, I engaged.
How did you engage?
I went and sat behind Clip for a few minutes and watched the game with him. Yes,
I saw you stand in front of me for a minute.
Yes, and that was I was.
And I holler at you, but you were busy working, so I didn't want to bother
doing some
you.
work stuff. Yeah.
So you were a little stressed out on the Pizza Hut thing too.
Yeah,
that didn't go like as quickly as it was supposed to.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. It's a lot. You got to manage. It's a lot to manage. People don't see the stuff behind the scenes.
Learning process.
Because you only have a certain window of time.
Yeah,
these timeouts.
2:15.
Yeah, and a lot of times that's when you're doing your promotions and things like that. And if things don't go off right away, then it screws everything up, and then it puts the band off and all that stuff.
Yeah. So we got through it.
Yeah. Not that this is a grievance session on you.
No, I appreciate.
This is more of an observation session.
No, it's like a meeting. We've called you in for a meeting. We're going over the
Not
notes.
upset with you about it. Just noticed.
No, I appreciate the feedback.
Yeah.
Have you met with Mr. Beast in the last couple of days?
No.
Okay.
I was not a part of those meetings.
What about Mr. Least?
I mean,
he's here right now.
I was gonna say I didn't know which one to look at, but
take your pick.
Was there, sir? There's a whole room full of Mr. Least.
Take your pick. All right, so a lot to talk about with Senior Day coming up on Saturday, Justin. I guess namely we were talking about this, and we've been saying, hey, make sure you are in your seat and giving these seniors the ovation they deserve, but we haven't told people exactly when to do that, so that's why you're here. So what is the schedule of events looking like for Saturday?
I would recommend being in your seats 30 minutes prior to kickoff, so about 1:30. Senior Day presentation will start 25 minutes out, so I think the exact time is 1:37, but I would recommend getting there 1:30.
So think about that, the back time from there. If you're in your seat at 1:30, it might take you 15 minutes to get to the gate, to walk through and all that stuff. So you may want to leave the tailgate. I'm just trying to, explain it. By 1:10, 1:15 to allow enough time to be in your seat at 1:30. A lot of people hear 1:30 and they think, okay, let's head in at 1:30, and then you've missed it.
Yeah.
So because I saw Morgan earlier, I said, hey man, usually I'm not there that early. Usually I get there, I'm lucky to get there by the national anthem. But I was like, I would like to see all this stuff. I would like to honor these seniors and be there as they're recognized, and I want to try and make sure I'm in my seats at 1:30. We're going to shut down the tailgate a little earlier.
Yeah, that is this group definitely deserves, I think, every senior class we've ever had, deserves recognition, but this group has been through a lot, and COVID and some down years, and now getting back to bowl eligibility. So they've been an integral part of all that. So
and a pretty large number of them, it looks like. I know ECU put out a video that I thought was awesome, highlighting the seniors and doing a Q&A with those guys about their career here and everything. But do you know the number off the top of your head?
15. Yeah, 15. The 15 you saw in there, the 15 that are going to be a part of it.
Anything else going on, Justin, specifically as far as for
Trini loves a flyover.
Is there a flyover for this last home football game, which would be perfect, 2 o'clock, going to be sunny skies, perfect weather for a flyover, which we have not had yet this year.
There might be some birds that fly over. But no, there will not be any planes.
One of the great things about having an open-air stadium, Troy, could always be a flyover.
Yeah. There's flights out of Pay Greenville all the time.
We should start scheduling some of those for the football game.
I was at the beach a few weeks ago, and a Harrier, like 2 or 3 Harriers came in formation and kind of buzzed the beach. And it was awesome. It was the roar of those Harriers, if you've ever seen it. I was like, man, this is like, you guys pay big bucks for a flyover for this of the game. This was just a freebie here.
The only thing better than a football flyover is a beach flyover.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Gave me some goosebumps, got to be honest. It's like, I wish I had it recorded. I wasn't able to get it, my phone to record it quick enough, but it was because it happened so fast.
They come in.
One, it was unexpected. Like, you didn't even know it was coming. Like, the minute you heard it, after you saw it, because they're so fast.
Oh yeah.
So it was pretty cool though. All right, so no flyover. What about any free handouts? Any free?
No,
freebies?
nothing.
No freebies.
No freebies.
How about discounted tickets for this game?
There are discounted tickets.
We found something. All right.
Yes. Lower bowl tickets are $25. Upper bowl $15. Come out, get your tickets.
I'm hearing now over 41,000 tickets sold or something.
Yep.
Alex asking, how are the ticket donation numbers looking? You got that going on.
I know. I was in Ryan Robinson's office yesterday, and I know at least one person bought 100. And there's been a spattering of some others who have been doing that and buying, and we're finding charities too and different groups to give those to. So we do appreciate all those people who are unable maybe to come themselves or are just, it's that holiday season and just doing a little giving. So appreciate all those people.
Talked to Drew at the Pirate Club last night. He said someone in the late afternoon bought a block of like 700 tickets, 600 or 700 tickets to help donate to. So should be a great crowd out there.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really good crowd. I mean, it's the perfect time, I think, for a November game at that 2 o'clock. I
agree.
Sun's out. It'll be a little warmer than it would be at night. And it's enough time for people to get into town and,
High of 55 degrees on Saturday. Sunny skies, though, so and that high is going to hit right around 1, 2 o'clock. So it'll be perfect. It'll be a little bit cooler in the morning, but get out there around, tailgate time, around 10, 11 o'clock, whenever you may be. By the time kickoff rolls around, it's going to be, mid-50s and comfortable.
Yeah.
I'll say. Good hoodie weather, as I like to say.
Jack asking, will we be giving free food to Dana Holgerson?
I was like, watch your language clip.
Jackass. What did I say? Jackass? Oh, I get it.
Slow
Jackass.
I was like, Jackass? What are you talking about?
That is
guest. Be nice.
Hey, Jack, that is a reference to when Dana Holgerson said that schools like East Carolina and Marshall are taking the foods out of the mouths of the West Virginias of the world. So if you do have any leftover pregame food, send it Dana's way.
I noticed he toned down his rhetoric some this week. Did you notice? He was very complimentary.
He just wasn't a jackass.
Right, yeah. He's talking about, I've been there. It's great. Awesome fan support. Unlike the Texas coach from baseball, remember, where he kind of amped it up.
Yeah.
Animals.
Yeah. So, I'm not a Dana guy, but looking forward to seeing him in person on Saturday.
I'd love to send him home with an L.
Yeah.
God, it would be great.
They're a weird team. They put up a lot of points. They
give up a lot of points.
Yeah, they give up a ton of points. Yeah. They are playing below expectations this year. But, and we'll talk to Jeff Nadu later, with only 2 conference losses, still mathematically a shot to play in a championship. So they've got a lot to play for on Saturday. Yeah. John asking, any bowl preparations going on from a marketing standpoint, even without knowing the bowl yet?
No, we're getting ready for it. We'll be ready, but it's kind of hard to do much of anything without a location. So we're excited. It is good that we get kind of a little runway. We're not going to find out next week if we're going to a bowl or not. Knowing helps, but
when does that announcement, now that we're out of the, we're not going to be in the conference, championship, so we're not in the, running for the Cotton Bowl, let's say, it's going to be one of the regular, alignment bowls that the conference has. When will they come out with that? Because it seemed like last year, they came out pretty quickly with the Military Bowl. In fact, it was almost a week ahead of time before they even announced our opponent. They had us before even they announced Boston College. Could that happen again this year, where we go ahead and get placed quickly?
It is possible. I would say the earliest you'll see is probably early next week, but I would say it's more likely going to be later in the week after conference championship, because that does sort of, dictate where the rest of the things fall. And depending on, a Cincinnati, for example, are they going to go to a P6 game? Are they, going to end up being at one of the regular bowls, and things like that?
So if they get, that takes one out of the mix.
Yeah.
So then it filters down.
Yeah, correct.
I got you. Is there any value to last year's Military Bowl merchandise, in your opinion?
Funny, that was going to be my next topic, so I'm glad you got to it before I did.
Because I've got an inside track. A guy has contacted me from Boston College that is trying to sell me East Carolina versus Boston College Military Bowl gear, shirts, hats, hoodies. If I was to acquire this gear, would you be interested in possibly buying some of it?
It's a tempting offer. But I think I personally will pass, but there may be some Pirate fans out there who, maybe they only made it halfway to Annapolis and missed out on their bowl gear and still want some.
I mean, Justin, imagine Caleb LeCount hits a 3 in Mengies and the cheerleaders get up and start tossing Military Bowl shirts into the crowd.
Could you imagine?
What a scene.
Yeah.
Everybody's going crazy.
People will be popping those shirts up and be like, wow, this is a collector's item here.
Exactly. That's what I thought. So should we do a deal on this?
What will it take to get you in that shirt today?
Do you want me to hear the email response I sent to the guy?
Sure.
I said, Don, I've asked around, but unfortunately I don't think there's any market for that merchandise. Even for free, it doesn't really excite folks, the people we've contacted, so spending money on it would be a no-go for me. ECU will be going to a new bowl game next month, and I can't find anyone that wants gear from last year's bowl game that was never played. Thanks for asking, but sorry, I cannot help you.
Huh. I mean, good response.
Yeah.
I didn't want to just say no. I wanted him to.
The question, you wanted to say hell no?
The question, can you send him a follow-up email and ask why he has all of this? What did he do that he has all this?
That's a good point. That was in a previous. Let me see if I can find the previous email.
Does he work in their athletic department or something?
Writing to see if you'd have any interest in ECU Military Bowl hats and T-shirts. We've got 200 tees, 95 ECU hats. We purchased all the Boston College merchandise, and this came as part of the package. Thought you could use these in a promotion.
So these are ECU specific.
Yeah, they're ECU specific. But so he's trying to make some money off of us, and I'm like, dude, even for free, it's still a headache for me at this point. Yeah. I got to store it. What are we going to do with it? Who wants old bowl gear that wasn't played?
Yeah.
If we had beat the crap out of Boston College, maybe. Yeah.
Would have been a great giveaway for all the kids yesterday, the women's game. Kids love shirts.
If this was some dude out of Atlanta, said we were clearing out some offices in the Peach Bowl offices, and we found an unopened box of 1992 Peach Bowl championship gear of ECU Pirates.
0 days since Troy mentioned the Peach Bowl.
I mean, hell yeah! How much do you want? Take my money.
They played and won. There would be fans that would like that.
And there's probably some gear down there that they have in storage that they don't even know.
Like, even if this was a guy, what was it Gallery Furniture where they beat Texas Tech?
Yeah.
Like, even that would be intriguing just because it would have that nostalgia.
Yeah. That's what I could see, like the retro stuff now being cool again.
Yeah. It's not retro. It's not old enough to be retro.
You could buy it and sit on it for 15 or 20
plus years.
Yeah. Am I willing to make that investment?
Yeah, because they actually played in one. We're talking about a bowl game that didn't even exist, really.
Yeah.
Which that makes it unique.
That's a long-term play there.
That's a long-term investment.
Yeah. I just don't know if I'm willing to. Wonder if I can get a better ROI in another investment somewhere.
I'm going to go on a limb and say yes.
I just thought it was an interesting proposal. You're a marketing guy. Just wanted to see if I was missing the boat on something.
Jay says, let him send them for free, write it off as a donation, give it to Salvation Army. Well, I mean,
he could also do the same thing himself.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think he wants to send them for free.
Right.
Nathan says, is Little Scream going to purchase those military bowl shirts?
I think he meant Little Scary.
Yeah, Nathan.
Little Scream is his cousin.
And now Little Scary might be coming after you for getting his name right. Put some respect on his name.
Little Scream.
He said it twice. It could be a Little Scream merch giveaway. Nathan, you might be in the crosshairs now, buddy.
Well, that's his second cousin, Little Scream.
Little Scary went after Isaiah Winstead earlier this week.
I heard.
Yeah. It's not disgusting.
It was pretty brutal. And
not the best timing.
But Isaiah said that he respects him now. Like, it really ended in a way I didn't think it would end.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad we can put that behind us.
Yeah, that's all over.
Thank goodness.
All right.
Isaiah can play focused.
Yeah, right. That might have been in his head.
Yeah, watch him score 5 touchdowns now.
We'll see. But, man, back to senior day.
That got way off the rails.
What's that?
That whole conversation. We were talking about senior day, and we somehow ended up on Troy buying Boston College.
Have you ever been on this show
Yes,
before?
I have. It's always a good reminder when I come back, though, of how this thing whole works.
It always ends in a Troy D story somehow.
Yeah. Did we finish? Well, we got everything in for senior.
I think we're
we were down to what are you doing for fans? You got discounted tickets for $25.
We're at the fun portion of the
we are.
We took care of your business.
We checked the boxes. Yeah.
Was there any unfinished business from your perspective?
No.
Okay.
What basketball game you bringing the football team out and saying they're coming to? I always like that one.
We're trying to figure that out still. Got to work around their schedule. And
we're going to wait till after the bowl game?
It'll be probably before the bowl game. Try to hype up the bowl a little bit.
That's a good idea.
But we'll see what their schedule looks like and when we can fit them in.
Yeah.
Justin, a little behind the scenes, I have been asked to do PA December 11th against Coppin State.
I know. I was the one who asked you.
Well, you also asked me if I'd be involved in Mengies Madness, and I agreed. And then you pulled the rug out from under me. So I just want this out there to everyone.
This one, I am not pulling your offer unless Morgan decides whatever show he's going to.
That was a quick unless.
Unless Morgan's show gets canceled.
Unless his I forget what he's going.
Wedding.
I don't remember what he's doing.
What night?
Oh no! Unless the couple decides to
get what night is it, Cliff? Saturday.
It's on a Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah. I think he's going to some show in Raleigh or something.
Okay.
So
All right. Well,
but no, I'm not going to pull this offer from you.
All right, good, because that was pretty devastating last.
It was devastating for me as well.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to send that text, but
the bearer of bad news.
I was the bearer of bad news in that one.
The bearer of bad news. Yeah. All right, just because I'm excited about it. I'm ready to get back.
Are you going to bring the excitement of 213 down to the table?
Yeah, that's what I plan to do. Can I do it from Section 213? That would be fun.
That would be something.
Troy D had a game last night for the first time.
Why do you say for the first time? You don't know my whereabouts and what I do and what I don't do. This is very accusatory.
Jonathan Ellerby also at the game last night.
Yeah. I saw C.J. Johnson was there. Holt Naylor sat behind us. Yep. I saw a lot of football guys there. So it was great night. I got to tell you, first half, a little iffy again. Second half, I saw
this
someone.
This is how I know Troy hasn't been in the first 2 games. Because this is how it goes now.
I know. No, I saw someone tweet out. Might have been JJC from baseball. It said, Coach Schwartz is a hell of a halftime coach speaker.
Yeah.
You know.
I think he prefer to not have to give those halftime speeches anymore.
He's an awful pregame pep talk speaker. He's like, guys, just go out there and then do what you do. And then at halftime,
Hampton was stuck on 70 forever.
They were up 70-57 with 7-something left.
It's a 20-0 run, I think.
20-0 run. Didn't make a field goal the last 7+ minutes.
25-3 to end the game, I believe, is what I saw.
I mean, they honestly, look, I'm glad our Pirates won, not their Pirates, but they ought to be ashamed of themselves to let that one slip away.
Same thing for Mercer and Presbyterian.
And every team that plays us.
We're not, and it's great to have comebacks like that, but eventually we're going to run up against a team in conference that you're not going to be able to come back on like that.
Or non-conference on the road. I think the home crowd helps out a lot.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a factor.
They stay engaged. It's been really, really fun to see. We're talking about the student crowds off the air, Justin, but they've been great this year.
Yeah, I mean, we had a little under 1,800 for the first game. We were at 900 for last Saturday, and then almost 1,300 last night, which is great. Anytime we're starting to put students in that upper deck is...
What's capacity for students? Like, how many student tickets do you have for basketball? 2,000?
I can't remember what we, set the number at, but, I mean, if we have open seats, we're going to keep putting students in there.
I got you. So if seats go unsold, then you can convert them to a student ticket.
Yeah, correct. I mean, I think the number is 2,500 is what we, cap it at, but...
Right. So as you said, some of those go in the upper level.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, I noticed a bunch of students in the upper level last night.
It's always good when they're in the upper level.
We did not set this up. Jack has a question for you.
I'm ready.
All right. Is Living on a Prayer still being played?
As I have continued to say, as long as our fans continue to sing Living on a Prayer, we will continue to play Living on a Prayer.
So that will be played.
I will say, Clip, you are a big fan of the Finish the Lyrics videos. I have seen this week's version. It's airing at halftime. I would recommend, if you're going to be at the game, staying in your seat at halftime.
Man, I got to get there early, and I got to stay at halftime?
This is more for Clip. I know Clip has been coming to games a little bit, but Finish the Lyric will be at halftime this week, and Jarrett Gardner is the greatest performer in Finish the Lyric history.
And then after the Finish the Lyric, do they play the song for the whole crowd like they did last time?
We will try to do that, yep.
Yeah.
All right, I have a request.
Okay.
Especially for basketball.
Yep.
I think the best thing for atmosphere for basketball is the pep band. I think that makes it a collegiate game. Yep. It's fun. You don't see that at the pro level. First of all, I think the pep band sounds awesome. They do a great job.
Great. Yep.
How can we get more pep band and less recorded music at basketball games?
So it's always a balance we have to strike because some of it is, keeping students engaged and keeping the team, in their headspace correctly. But we try to kind of balance it and go 50-50 and kind of feel it out. Because there is sometimes, I think the band is great and adds for atmosphere, but sometimes those quick 30-second timeouts, playing something like a Sandstorm or whatever, keeps those crowd, up, jumping, clapping along.
Sometimes it depends on the length of the timeout.
Yeah, that
so
definitely.
Quick timeouts aren't necessarily band friendly.
Yeah, and it's a little bit harder for the band to get into something.
Yeah.
Especially when you're getting those call timeouts that we're not really prepared for. It's a little bit easier for us to kind of just click a button. And
well, just the longer timeouts, it's great to have the band play.
Yeah,
I enjoy those guys, and the director brings a lot of energy. I watched him a lot last night.
Dr. Joe and his two GAs are great. Yeah.
Band's been awesome this year. Also commended and
conductor, I should say.
Yeah.
I want to commend Justin and tell whoever is responsible that I said so, that bringing in the Green Central Band when our band couldn't be there was a great move, and they did a fantastic job.
And if Green Central can't do it, you are during the holidays. If there is a no-show, or I do have a suggestion that me, Clip, and Chandler would be able to provide our services. And
just give us 3 mics.
We could go a cappella.
Womp, bump, womp,
bump, bump,
bump, bump, bump, bump, bump. So just let us know.
I will say we have a few more high school bands coming this year.
If they can't make it.
If they can't make it.
We're just offering our services, Justin.
I will see. I'll see how we can maybe make that happen.
So that's not a no.
It wasn't
That was a definite
saying there's a chance.
All right. We got to get to Kevin Monroe. Justin, we're having fun. You're welcome to hang out the rest of the day.
Or you want to hang out?
You good?
There you gotta go.
I can hang out for the long.
You gotta hang out for a little while, guy here.
Justin's a big not a no guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't really give us a yes, but he's a big not a no.
Next segment, he'll just disappear, but that wasn't enough.
I might just walk out in the middle of the next segment.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna feel
hang out. Why not?
All right.
You can ask Monroe a question.
We got Kevin Monroe joining us next. We'll talk Pirates and Houston Cougars when we roll on hour number 1 of Pirate Radio Live on a Thursday. Back with you after this.
Eastern Pines Dental, located on East 10th Street beside Lowe's in Greenville, provides complete dental care to all ages, including implants, root canals, crowns, wisdom teeth removal, IV sedation, Invisalign, and much more. And as Eastern Pines continues to grow, we've added caring and kind doctors ready to assist you, including Dr. Ward, Dr. Lovick, Dr. Moore, and Dr. Mosley. Call 751-0770 to schedule your appointment today. The staff of Eastern Pines Dental thanks you for trusting them with your dental care.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome prices on boats from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
Are you suffering from anxiety, sleep issues, or chronic pain? Have you heard of CBD? Hemp Garden of Greenville is your premier CBD provider in Eastern North Carolina. Find yourself experiencing increased aches and pains as the cooler months roll in? Hemp Garden provides a variety of pain-relieving products, including topicals and tinctures. To find out more, visit Hemp Garden to speak to a CBD specialist in a relaxed and welcoming environment today. Exclusive discounts are offered to first-time customers. Hemp Garden, located at 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
It's bow time. Why are Bojangles Chicken Supremes called Supremes? Well, with golden crispy chicken tenderloins this juicy, tender, and full of bold flavor, what else would you call them? Superbs? Nah, that would be weird. Get your Chicken Supremes combo today with a scratch-made biscuit, your choice of fixin', legendary iced tea, and have you heard there's a new sauce in town? Try our new creamy buffalo sauce when you get a Chicken Supremes combo today. It's bow time.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an Auto Owners independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with Auto Owners Insurance.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of PIP Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 5-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growitpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. PIP, where business goes to grow.
This is Carson Wistenhunt, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's for the best Mexican food and fun in Greenville. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more. Follow Chico's on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's for dine-in or to go. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Quick update on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dub Buck.
Dub Buck.
Old Dominion making a run. They're playing down in Charleston. This is a little preview to Feast Week, I guess. College basketball on all day next week. Quite a bit with Maui and all those tournaments going on. But ODU has cut the Virginia Tech lead down to single digits with over 5 minutes left to go in the second half, so we'll keep an eye on that. A lot of college hoops, a lot of sports going on this time of year.
I was flipping around last night, Clip, and catching some action. You know, Mac always seems to own Wednesday night. I always thought, and I got to tell you, I was a little surprised last night. Came across 3 national televised games for Mac last night. I always know they have like one featured game a lot of times on ESPN2. They had a game, I believe, on ESPN2. They had a game on ESPNU, and then CBS Sports Network had a Mac game on. I just didn't realize, is it just this time of year maybe they picked more of them up? Isn't it usually like one kind of featured game?
Being a Mac guy myself, it's
Where'd
usually...
you go to school?
Ohio.
You're a Bobcat.
I'm a Bobcat. Got to beat Bowling Green this week, getting conference championship game. But they usually have 2, 2 Tuesday night and 2 Wednesday night.
I got drawn into the Chippewas game because of all the snow.
Yeah, it was.
Did you see that
crazy,
last night?
Yeah.
It looked like they only had probably 100 people left in the stands because it was so freaking cold up there. But wow, what a wild finish that was.
It was, yeah.
And speaking of which, Justin Behr, big Browns fan.
Yep.
Forecasts are calling for snow totals of 3 to 6 feet by Sunday in Buffalo.
I heard about that.
And the Browns are playing the Bills this weekend. Could potentially be moved.
Sounding like it's going to be played in Detroit now.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I don't know. I think they should just play the game.
I think so, too, as a Browns fan and thinking about them just going to be running the football. That was really my hope and prayer that the Browns were going to beat the Bills this week, was that it was just going to turn into a running game. And
number one, you move it too early, the forecast will get blown.
Yep.
We've seen that happen here with, hey, let's go ahead and close schools, and then it's a beautiful sunny day.
Yep.
Number two, how soft are we as a society now that we're just moving games because of snow?
I'm going to guess that the reason they're moving it for snow is Cleveland having to figure out its way into Buffalo with 3 to 6 feet of snow.
Yeah.
Would be my.
They got snow plows.
I love that you're calling people soft as if like you'd be out there at all.
They can handle it up there. It's down here we can't. If it was 3 to 6 feet here, okay, we have a crisis. Up there, that's what they're used to, right, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of lake effect snow, but it's still a lot of snow, especially in 24 hours. It's like they're predicting.
We need more tough people in the world like Troy did.
Thank you, Cliff. I appreciate you recognizing that.
Let's head out to the Pit Electric Live line.
Speaking of tough guys.
Talk to, he's in your category?
Yes.
Tough guys?
Me and Kamo are both tough.
When you think Kevin Monroe and Troy D, just one and the same. Kevin Monroe joins us today. Kevin, how you doing, man?
We're like stepbrothers, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
Are you Will Ferrell or John C.
Don't
Reilly?
answer that, Kevin.
Kevin, how about, do you play any snow games back in your time at East Carolina or professionally?
Yeah, so at ECU in 1998, I believe, we went to Virginia Tech. And actually, when we went into the locker room pregame, so you come out for pregame warm-ups or whatever, then you go back in the locker room, and you come back out for kickoff. We were out there. It was bone-chilling cold. We went into the locker room, and we came out. It was snowing sideways. I mean, it was awful. And by the time we got the game started, the field was starting to fill up with snow. I mean, it was brutal. I think Jim Druckenmiller was the quarterback then, and it might have been the 96 game, in one of those 2 years. And so they just ran the ball down our throats. I think they beat us 1,000,000 to nothing. It was just an awful, awful game.
Not a great snow experience for Kevin Monroe.
Say, way to bring that back up.
Yeah, probably not fun for a DB. They always say the defense is at a little bit of a disadvantage when it gets slippery, right, Kevin? Because the offense knows where they're going and the defense doesn't.
Exactly right. As a defensive back, you're running backwards. It's not a good idea to be on slippery surfaces.
Kevin Monroe will be on the call for Senior Day coming up Saturday. I guess before we always look back, Kevin, and it's pretty far in the rear view now, but when we talk to you on Thursdays, look back at the previous game. And we got a lot of calls after the game. The Pirates could have done some things differently, but we got a lot of calls about the refs and officiating and bringing up old Steve Logan lines. The referees know what team's supposed to win and all that stuff. So as a viewer, as a former Pirate, do you get into that? What do you think of the officiating in that game?
I mean, as a fan, you're obviously gonna see some calls that you wish would have gone the other way. And so, yeah, I get into that. I mean, I get a little bummed out when a call doesn't go my way. But I realize that as long as they're consistently bad, I'm okay with it. It's just when they're consistently bad on one side that you have a problem. I will say on record, I didn't think the hit on Keaton Mitchell deserved the amount of animosity that it got. Now, do I think it was targeting? Yes. Do I think he should have been tossed? Yes, because that play is no good in today's football game anymore. But I don't think it was a dirty play. I think the safety's running 20 yards to hit a spot of about a foot to try to knock the ball out. That's his job, separate the ball from the receiver. And he went a little bit higher than he wanted to. I don't think he was aiming at Keaton's head. I just feel like he got an unfair barrage of people upset at him. It's just hard to play that position anymore because they won't let you touch receivers. And he deserved to get tossed, but I don't think it was a bad play in that he was trying to headhunt Keaton.
Kevin Monroe joining us, Pitt Electric Live Line. It'll be the Pirates and the Cougars going at it on Saturday, Kevin, Senior Day. And you've been a part of a lot of these as a player, but also as an announcer. Always an emotional day, and maybe a little extra emotion with the COVID year. And these guys have been around here for so long. Of course, Holton Ahlers, but Miles Berry, Xavier Smith, a long list of Pirates that will be walking and being honored before the game. So an emotional day. I guess first we'll look back to you. Do you have any Senior Day memories from Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was probably the besides the Miami game that year, it was the best memory of my career. I mean, it was NC State. It was Corin Robinson at receiver, Jamie Barnett at quarterback, and we just shut that offense down. Beat them 23-6. It was the largest crowd in Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium history at the time. They brought in the end zone seats to both end zones to fill up over 50,000 fans. It was the day that Coach Logan became the winningest coach of all time in ECU history. So there was just so much into that game, and that was my last game. And so I'll always remember that, being a part of that and what the emotions were. Obviously, at that point, that was our 9th win. We knew we were going to a bowl. So it wasn't my last game. And for these guys, they still got to go on the road to Temple. They'll also play a bowl game. So it's not like it's their swan song, but it's certainly the last time they'll walk on the field at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. And so that's just an emotional atmosphere. And for guys like Holton Ahlers, who are from Greenville, I mean, the amount of applause that he'll get, it'll be earth-shaking in that stadium. So it'll be cool for those guys.
Well, and Kevin, this is Troy. I think about guys like Holton and the journey they've had here in their in Holton's case, 5 years. His predates Coach Houston. His first year was Scotty Montgomery. They only won 3 games, and the program was, I don't want to say rock bottom, but was in terrible condition, as you know. And to be part of the team and part of the group that has helped really turn this thing around. And now with still even a couple games to go in the bowl game, this team's still on the verge of, if they can close it out, a 9-win season. So, I mean, he can go from, freshman year, 3 wins to closing it out with a 9-win season, which doesn't happen very often around these parts. Yeah. Still a lot to play for, and even these last 2 regular season games. 8-4 sounds tremendously different from 6-6.
Absolutely. And even since we've gone to the 12-game season, there hadn't been very many 9 wins at East Carolina. And so it'll be a big deal. They'll be one of the better teams in ECU history if they can get to 9 wins. So that's something to strive for without a question. I think that the way they played down the stretch, they've been in every game. You know, you hate to lose the Cincinnati game, but they've been in every game, and they've had a chance to win all of them. Tulane is really the only team that's beaten them this year where it was just, you know, they were the better team from beginning to end. The rest of these games they lost, they either should have won them or had a chance to win them at some point in the game. And so knowing that every time they suit up they can win, it's just much more fun to watch Pirate football these days because of that. And so these guys that have been here, you know, since the Scotty Montgomery era, and you know, I don't get involved in beating up on Scotty. He just wasn't ready to be a head coach, and that's fine. Doesn't make him a bad coach. He just wasn't ready to be a head coach. And so they had some rough years. Things didn't go well. So glad to see these guys able to stay and get through the Coach Houston era. That's going to look like it's probably going to be one of the better eras, if not the best era in ECU football. So just proud of those guys to stick through those lean times.
Kevin Monroe joining us. Sounds like, Kevin, they do want to incorporate some Mason Garcia here down the stretch. East Carolina has 3 games left to go. He has 3 games left he can play in and still redshirt this season. So sounds like Donnie Kirkpatrick says they might find a way to sprinkle him in. If how would Coach Monroe play it? When do you think we'll see Mason, and in what scenarios will we see him on the field?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're probably out of the conference championship hunt. I mean, unless things just fall apart at the top, they're probably out of that hunt. And so that being the case, you know, you can afford to throw him in there, you know, sprinkle him in once or twice in the first half, once or twice in the second half. You know, you're not trying to make him win a game for you. You just want to see get him some reps. You know, if you remember back to the David Garrard era, they would do that with Richard Alston. Richard Alston would come in as a redshirt freshman, and he would get some snaps just kind of sporadically throughout the game, and it was on purpose. It had nothing to do with how David was playing. That's just how Coach Logan wanted to do it to get his next quarterback ready. And the last thing we want is for us to open up in Ann Arbor next year and him not be used to, you know, a big crowd or a tough situation or a 3rd and 10 or something like that. We don't want that to be his first experience. Obviously, he's played some, you know, over the past couple of years, but I mean, you know, lately, what have you done lately? So get him out there, let him get his feet wet, let him throw the ball around. If he throws an interception or 2, that's okay. But he might surprise you. He might throw some touchdown passes. He might take off and have some nice long runs. Anything to help give his confidence up leading into next year is what we want.
Kevin, I agree 100% with you, and I doubt you can replicate the atmosphere at the Big House. And what a you know, baptism by fire, if you will, for Mason Garcia if he is the guy, and all signs kind of point to he could very well be the next guy to take over after this season. Anything he can get right now is only going to help. So the more experience he can get, so when he goes into Michigan, that's not, as you said, the first kind of real snaps he's taken, I think would be a big asset to him.
The fact that this kid is still around just speaks to his character, speaks to the fact that he also probably agrees with the coaches that he wasn't ready to be the starter and that he's been willing to learn behind Holt Nailers, and, you know, to have a kid who's, a 4-star, 3-star, depending on what you're looking at, what ratings you're looking at, to be on basically a backup for 3 years doesn't happen anymore in college football. So to have him sit and learn, he deserves the opportunity to play some now to get ready for next year, and hopefully they'll do that.
That's a good point. I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks in waiting out there, but the waiting's usually not 3 years.
And in this environment with the transfer portal, everybody's so quick to leave if they don't get the playing time right away. I do give Mason Garcia a lot of credit for his patience, and I think it will be rewarded. I really do. I remember talking to Donnie before in spring ball. I think if they only play in 4 games, which is going to be the case this year, I believe he said he had 3 years left by the way the math works. So, yeah, he sat a few years, but he's going to, if he's the guy, he's going to be in control for 3 years of this program. So the torch is going to be passed to him, and it would be great to see some of that happen starting Saturday.
And somehow he could be here longer than Holt Nailers.
Who thought that was possible?
It's unbelievable. Kevin Monroe joining us. Kevin, we'll talk a little NFL before we let you go. We talk about the NFC Beast every week. And how about the Washington Commanders going on the road and beating the Eagles on Monday night, Kevin? How surprised were you?
Well, you know I was rooting for you. I've seen the Eagles play live. They're definitely good, but they are not unbeatable. And all that talk about, how long were they going to go without losing a game, and people were just looking past Washington and other teams. Because let's be honest, the NFC East that we've talked about, they got a lucky draw this year. They don't play a tough schedule. The Cowboys also have an easy schedule, and so that's just one of those things. So you hate to see the Eagles just kind of march through this thing without losing very many games. So I was glad to see you guys beat them. The Cowboys didn't show up and they deserve to lose. Aaron Rodgers is not going to just keep losing. He's going to win some games eventually, and he won one. So it's fun to watch this conference. I mean, the Giants keep winning, although I don't think they're very good, but they keep winning, and it's going to be tough to stay near the top in that conference.
Kevin Monroe joining us talking football here on Pirate Radio Live. Kevin, always enjoy chatting with you. Glad you could hook up with your stepbrother as well today. Troy
great to catch up. I haven't seen you in a while, Kevin, so it's good to hear from you, my man.
It has been a while. Listen, I always give Troy and Jonathan credit for helping me get started in this business. And Troy, you probably don't even know this is my 20th season on the radio with the Pirates. And so it seems like it was yesterday that you guys were getting started and I was getting started.
I do know because it coincides with Pirate Radio, our 20th year, because we were getting ready to do some stuff with you on the air when you got the call up from Jeff that year, and it kind of prevented at least a bigger role that you were going to have with us at the time back in 2003, for those of you that were around back then. But no, you always been great on the air. We recognize that. Obviously, Jeff Charles recognized that, and I think Pirate Nation recognized it. So proud of all your success, and I'm glad you're still on the network.
Yeah, no, thank you. And Clip, had I got that bigger role, maybe there would be no Clip Brock.
You know what?
Oh, wow.
There is, Kevin, there's the way dominoes fall, there's no telling what could have happened.
Should I thank Kevin for allowing me this opportunity?
Sometimes it's not what you do, Kevin, it's what you don't do that opens it up for somebody. So.
That's right.
Worked out for everybody.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Kevin, thanks for joining us, man. Have a great call on Saturday, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
All right, there is Kevin Monroe.
Class act as always, Clip.
Yeah, he's the man.
I've always been a big Kevin Monroe fan and great representative of East Carolina Pirate Nation as a former Pirate himself, player, and of course now as a broadcaster.
And Justin, you killed that segment as well. Good job.
Thanks. I contributed a lot.
I would like to say Justin was offered the opportunity.
He was, and I didn't have a question on the spot.
Declined.
Yeah,
I didn't have.
You should have fed him a question to give him.
I didn't have anything.
Sometimes you got to step up, and you just
I was very enticed in the Virginia Tech Ultimate game over here, and I might have got distracted.
You got hooked in.
What do you got, the over? A lot of points.
No, I don't. That's the thing is, I have no care in the world on what happens in this game.
It turned into a pretty good game, but it's a 6-point game now. Time is showing 51 minutes and 50 seconds left. I believe there's 51 seconds.
I would assume it's 51.
Yeah.
You know what I think the coaches loved about the COVID deal?
I know what you're going to say.
That ever since COVID,
Chandler doesn't like it.
I think it's right up my alley because this is exactly what I'd be wearing if I was a coach. Most coaches were in ties and often in suits. Rarely now do you see coaches other than in sweats.
The bad thing, though,
three-quarter zips.
Now we don't get to see coaches get mad and slam their jacket and rip their jacket off and do all that.
But it seems like it's universal now. Don't you see? It looks like the three-quarter zip is the universal go-to for. I saw Coach Schwartz and the guys in there.
Our staff looks clean.
They do look good. They look very nice. I'm saying I like the look.
I agree.
I like it. I've never understood why they had to be dressed up. I've said it before. I don't know why Cliff Godwin has to wear the baseball uniform.
I will say, I think that's the weirdest one.
Why can't he wear a pullover and a three-quarter zip also and like just pants or sweatpants if he wants? Why does he have to be in the team uniform? He's not going to play.
Imagine if Mike Houston had to wear shoulder pads and a helmet. And
I think Coach Houston
seeing a fat basketball coach in the
Imagine Bob Huggins in a uniform.
That would be Coaches look good in their pullovers or golf shirts, whatever the case may be. It's usually a little more business casual.
But Chandler, we were at the Presbyterian game and you said, I'm glad to see suits back on the sidelines for coaches. I guess their coach was wearing a suit.
Yeah, but the thing about Presbyterian's coaching staff is that they all had a different suit on. And I remember they were all that's just me, I don't know. But it was great to see the coaches in suits again, but one had a tan coat, one had a black coat, one had a blue coat.
You're very observant.
Well, now, I'm going to be honest, if you're a coach, and I watched Schwartz a lot last night, and most of these guys, he stands the whole time. And he never sits there. If he's sitting, he might squat.
He does a squat.
He does a squat, but even that, he's on his feet, is my point. Yeah. If you're, at least he's in comfortable shoes. A lot of these guys in suits, they're in dress shoes that aren't very comfortable. So it's got to be better if you're a coach to be in Adidas, just athletic shoes.
And there's sometimes where Coach Schwartz is it looks like he's actually playing defense.
He slides. You can definitely tell Coach Schwartz loves his defense because
he gets down.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. He's not afraid. I'm waiting for him to slap the court Bobby Hurley style.
Yeah.
I sat on the table for the first game, and there was a couple times in anger he slammed the table, but never the floor. But
All right, Justin, before we let you go, we'll let you be a part of this.
Okay.
And I know what you're going to say, but LZD puts this out every week, and here it is again. He gives us 3 options. He says, A, Pirates cover this weekend. ECU favored by 6. He says, B, Pirates win but do not cover. Or C, Houston wins. We'll go around the horn. And start with Chandler. Chandler, A, Pirates cover. B, Pirates win, don't cover. C, Houston wins.
I'm going to go Pirates win, but don't cover.
I, too, am going with that. I said it earlier in the week. I thought this would be closer to a field goal spread instead of a touchdown. But I will take East Carolina to win it. I'm looking at like a 37 to 33-ish type game. Troy.
I don't know why, and I wrote this down so you guys want to influence me, but I agree with you. I am choosing B. I like the Pirates in this game, but I don't like them by that much. I do not think ECU covers. I think it's a nail-biter. Kind of go down to the finish again. ECU wins it, but they will not cover.
Justin, I think it would be unpopular for you to take Houston here, but it would show that you have integrity and are not just a over-the-top homer. But anyway, what are you picking?
See, now I don't feel like I can say what I was going to say because I'm going to sound like a homer.
You are.
We do predictions in our office. We write them on a whiteboard during the week of what we think the final score was. My prediction was 45-31 Pirates.
All right.
Could you imagine the ECU marketing guy taking Houston and the bulletin board material out?
What a way to engage.
Even our marketing guy doesn't believe in us.
That's actually why Coach Houston sent me here. He wanted me to say that we were going to lose by 2 touchdowns this weekend.
It probably would have been the most motivating thing you could have done.
Yeah,
for the
exactly.
team.
Fan enragement.
Yeah.
Am I right? All right, so Behr has the Pirates by 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns.
All right. I'd love to see it.
Once again, be in your seats by 1:30.
1:30.
That's
which means leave your tailgate at 1:15.
Or if not earlier.
If not earlier.
That's if you can get in the stadium in 15 minutes.
You should be able to get in the stadium in 15 minutes.
Depends where you tailgate.
That is true.
You know, if you're outlying in the Belk parking lot, you may want to account for a 20-minute lead.
1:05 if you put in Belk.
Yeah, could you do a time for where everybody tailgates?
Can Troy and Clip come in? Can you just walk from each parking lot for me so that I can tell people how long it takes to walk there?
Yeah, I would be willing to do that.
Wasn't it like Clifford Snow? And these guys probably still do this, but didn't he go to Hawaii before the Hawaii Bowl
in a day
to map out everything?
Yes, he went to Hawaii and then came back to go ahead and secure get all the reservations.
Yeah, that is part of bowl games is that they usually set an advanced party. Like once you find out you're saying, hey, we're going to this bowl, there's usually a group. It'll be like Jay Kirkpatrick,
Jake will be the guy.
JJ McLam, got people like that, and they would go and basically do a site walkthrough, whatever, figure out everything they need
now,
to do.
In this example, Troy and I are just doing test runs at each tailgate spot.
Yep.
To see
an area
how long.
Yeah, I just need to know how long it takes to walk from Belk from Stratford.
All right, Troy, and you're gonna have to do this walk after 8 beers, and then the next day we'll do one after 3.
I guess
because that could factor in.
This has to be like a week-long thing, so Troy can properly tailgate before each.
You can do the whole week.
Yeah. How's your liver, Troy? Are you ready?
This year's been a real doozy, Clip. This could really end it on a tough note.
What if you were a professional tailgater? You went around to all schools and did this.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be.
There could be a market for that. From Elmhurst. If you're 3 beers or less, you can get there in 5 minutes.
There you go. All right, Justin, thanks for hanging out, man.
Thanks for having me.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah,
if you want to stay and wrap up the hour, you're welcome.
I have a 4:30 meeting, or I would love
Burning
to.
the midnight oil is he on a Thursday.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up hour number 1. More to go. Pirate Radio Live back with you after this.
Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood, our special guest today. Jeff, how can you help people buy a new vehicle before the end of the year?
Well, Jonathan, we're seeing an increase in inventory arriving at the dealership. Cadillac, we have XT5, Buick, Encore and Envision, Mazda, the all-new CX-50 is here, and GMC, we have some light-duty 1500 trucks arrive.
Jeff, what about incentives and your location?
Incentives we have as low as 3.9 APR, location 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal, to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Behr of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership. Savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American Airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. November is busy, busy, busy. I'll have some thoughts right after this. Just like Pepsi, Jira Wilson from Jacksonville, born in Eastern Carolina.
This is Landon Mengies with Mengies Bottling Group. I'm the fourth generation of my family to have the honor of distributing Pepsi-Cola products to my neighbors in Eastern North Carolina. For over 75 years, my family has taken pride in this great responsibility, and we are proud to have remained locally owned and operated for over 7 decades. When you purchase a Pepsi in Eastern North Carolina, you are supporting your community and keeping those dollars right here in your own backyard. Support local, drink Pepsi, go Pirates.
Any college play-by-play announcer will tell you that November is the most hectic time of the year. Football and basketball overlap. Take ECU's schedule for Exhibit A. The Pirates will play 3 football games and 8 basketball games this month. 2 of the 3 football games are on the road at Cincinnati on November the 11th and at Temple on November the 26th. The basketball schedule finds 4 games at home and 4 games on the road. The week of November 20th will find 5 games in 6 days. 4 basketball games, including 3 games in 3 days at the Gulf Coast Showcase just outside Fort Myers, a road game at ODU in Norfolk on November the 26th, and the same day the Pirates are at the Lincoln Philly to take on the Temple Owls on the gridiron. It just so happens I will miss just 1 basketball broadcast this year, and that is a rarity. Come on back next time and we'll visit inside the booth.
Are you looking for a home loan? Look no further than Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage. Since 1960, Guild Mortgage has partnered with industry professionals to close loans on time and help millions of Americans realize their dreams. Call Amy Goss at Guild Mortgage in Jacksonville, 910-389-4602. Amy Goss is licensed in Florida, Georgia, Maine, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS 3274. NMLSconsumeraccess.org/for licensing information. Please visit guildmortgage.com/licensing. Guild Mortgage is not affiliated with Pirate Radio. The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
Hi, this is Morgan Ehlers, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. University PC Care has been Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006, and they are the local tech support experts for any of your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Cliff.
All right, the Monarchs of Old Dominion chipped away. They're going to come up about a minute short of this comeback. Virginia Tech sinks 2 clutch free throws, and now they lead Old Dominion by 4 with 5 seconds left down in Charleston.
Quarterfinal game of the Shriners. Just went on. I was gonna
just went off the screen.
I know. It was like the Shriners Children's Hospital Charleston Classic, I believe it was, something like that. Which did you see the game on the aircraft carrier? They've done this before.
Yeah,
I think it was Sunday. Maybe they had that.
We were watching it Friday during the pregame.
Oh, that maybe was that what it was?
I believe so.
I just remember seeing it this past weekend. But man, what a scene out there at San Diego with Michigan State. I believe was playing on it.
Gonzaga. Yep.
And Gonzaga. Yeah, that's kind of okay. It's the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic.
Shriners Children's Charleston Classic.
Yeah, say that 5 times. It's a damn tongue twister.
Playing down in Charleston.
Well, that would be a tough one if you're announcing. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic.
Children's Charleston really gets you too.
Say it real fast.
Berkeley.
Shriners Children's Charleston Classic.
See, that's pretty good right there.
It's a mouthful.
Did you ever hear from Pays? I know there was a little bit of you or Igo did a impersonation.
Yeah, man.
You crazy, Troy.
You crazy, man. I'm right here, Troy.
I had it sent to me from some folks that were had heard that from Raleigh that were going to respond. Have you heard any response?
Not a.
Speaking
not
of
a
beefs, speaking of old
a lot
school
of beefs here, yeah. Hey, I mean,
stand by. Yeah.
Wow.
Brown liquor,
man.
Brown liquor. No, I've not heard from Pace. He did text me and say he was coming after me, but
yeah. Well, payback takes time.
Yeah,
Once you're back,
maybe he's got something big planned. I don't know. But we roast the ones we love, including B Pace.
Yeah.
All right.
Burgully.
You mentioned this coming back on during the break, Chandler. That so Washington ran all over Philadelphia Monday night. I guess they're trying to figure out how they can fix that moving forward.
How do we fix that?
They're bringing in some oldies but goodies. Linville Joseph, former Pirate great, brought in earlier this week, and today, I guess off the scrap heap, or was he playing? They bring in Ndamukong Suh.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So they bring in 2, big-time defensive tackles, old guys.
Who've been sitting on the couch.
Yeah, to now join their team trying to make a Super Bowl run. So good to see Linville, though, back in the NFL.
Didn't realize he is 34 years old, but now that you think about it, I mean, he was with East Carolina in, 07. And that's a very long time ago. But, yeah, he's 34 years old, but they still have some trust in him. He's a big guy.
I mean, that's a senior citizen for, that
for
position.
NFL. Yeah.
For that position and in football, really. But I mean,
he left a year early, too, here, right, to go and get his NFL clock started.
Yes, he left in 2009. Could have been back in 2010 in Ruff's first year, but he went and got drafted by the Giants, won a Super Bowl there, and then went to the Vikings, went to the Chargers, and did some really good stuff there. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler. And he's going to be able to make an impact on this Eagles defense along with Sue.
Troy, I told you I had a Bear stat Monday, but I wanted to save it because I was going to ask it at trivia last night.
Yeah.
Bears, first team in NFL history. This is good and bad. It could be good and good to score 29 points in 3 consecutive games and lose all those games. So they're giving you exciting football and a higher draft pick all at the same time.
True.
It's not, I mean.
The games have not been boring, I'll say that.
Yeah.
They haven't had the outcome you've wanted.
And how un-Bears-like is it that they now can't stop anybody, but they can score whenever they want? It's like the opposite of what the Bears have been my entire life and most of yours, pretty much.
You're right. I was trying to find the tweet out there. I thought it was a tweet. When that Linville Joseph news broke on Twitter, it was the Adam Schefter tweet. But then there was a response to some Eagle fan put, typical, Eagle fans can be pretty brutal. Did you see that?
It was earlier in the week.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to go back and find it. It was the one with Schefter and then it was a screenshot of it announcing that Linville's coming back, but it had a couple of the Eagle fan comments to it, and one of the Eagles fans like, "Damn, how desperate are we?" I was like, "Wow, man, that's kind of cold."
They don't know who Linville Joseph is.
I know, but they're just seeing how old he is. I guess
they have rocks for brains up there in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I was like, "Damn."
All right, so Troy, you're feeling good, but not great about the Pirates.
I feel good. I feel good for a win, but I don't think this is going to be a runaway. I feel. Don't sleep on the Cougars. Hopefully,
we can go 2 for 2 on Cougars.
Yeah, hopefully the only Cougars harmed in this weekend will be in Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium.
As long as I don't have to get attacked by one again.
Yeah,
that was rough.
Are we going to bring out the Cougar outfit again?
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see, Jeff.
Well, think about it. We're not going to be able to play Cougars much longer.
No.
Well, this is our last chance for Houston. BYU we may never see again. I say, if we're going to do it, this may be the last hurrah with the Cougar outfit.
Could be.
Surely the Cougar.
Yeah. Hey, boys, watch out for that Cougar.
Watch out for that Cougar.
Troy D. soft society. It's been announced.
Are you serious?
NFL source confirms that the Bills and Browns
Stop it.
is being moved to Detroit.
Would this happen in John Madden's NFL?
Boom!
Are you kidding me? They moved it?
They moved it.
God. Play the damn game where it's supposed to be played.
You played to win, to play in the snow. You played to play in the snow.
That would have been awesome to see a snow game like that.
Sure. I mean,
in the field, they would have had 24 hours to clear the field. This all was going to happen before Sunday.
6 feet of snow sounds pretty egregious. But then again, that is a forecast.
Come on. How wrong are these guys all the damn time?
Yeah.
Watch it be sunny.
All right. Troy D against moving.
I would have kept it in Buffalo. I bet you their fans are upset.
Probably.
You know?
Because you jump on tables into snow.
Oh.
That feels
are you
good,
kidding
probably.
Me? The Bills Mafia is probably losing their minds right now that they moved this thing.
Yeah. Like, we don't want to jump on a table and get doused with mustard and ketchup in Detroit. We want to do it at our place.
Yeah. Into the snow.
I bet, some of these games that get moved, like there's no atmosphere. Bills Mafia probably will actually travel out of the snow and show up to Detroit.
Probably so. And I don't know how they do the ticket, because it's a home game for Buffalo. So what about the season ticket holders? You still have to honor them, right? I don't know how they do like the logistics of that, but what about people if they don't go, you can refund their ticket because it's not where it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Lots of issues there.
Adam on Facebook says, interesting find online. Real-time RPI has ECU basketball currently ranked 240th and projected to be 17-12 for the year, which is the opposite of my record. I think I had them
17-12 would be a freaking incredible season.
Yeah, that doesn't even sound right. But
do we play more games than that?
That would be amazing. No, I think I had them 12-17 or 12-18, something like that. So if they could go that more higher over 500,
I keep seeing these maps too. I don't know who these guys are making me these. The
imperialism.
maps. But there's like we own Atlanta. Did you see that? There's like an ECU logo over the like Georgia area.
Oh, that was for our win against Mercer.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was trying to figure that out. That you explained that.
We took over that part of the country.
Oh, that's right. So you get a credit for wherever you win.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
makes sense now.
But I think if we lose, whoever we lose to then gets
our area.
Take over our area and that area in Georgia.
Oh, okay. Now I get that map.
I believe that's how it works.
I needed that map explained to me.
Yeah.
The undefeated map, I understood. These are all the teams undefeated.
Yeah.
And we had the coast taken care of.
By the way, East Carolina just one of 3 AAC teams still undefeated this year. So losses are happening all over the country, and we're not going about this the best possible way, but we're 3-0. Hey, Be happy about it.
Mike Schwartz has never lost as a head coach of ECU basketball.
Facts are facts.
Yep.
Troy, thanks for hanging out.
Good seeing you, bro.
All right, man. We'll talk to you from the tailgate on Saturday. What time are y'all getting cranked up?
We'll get out there, 9, 10 o'clock.
Right.
So, early morning. I guess that's early morning. Hard to believe, Clip. I'm kind of getting a little sad about this.
Senior day for you tailgaters, too.
This is the last tailgate of the year.
Yeah.
Home tailgate of the year. And I think we were talking at lunch today, talking about looking back at the state game. And all of us were like, man, the state game. Was that last season? It's hard to believe NC State was this year.
Yeah.
Doesn't it seem so long ago when we played that game?
Yeah.
Man, this has been a long, incredible season. So many great memories. Going to be a sad, emotional day for us tailgaters, too, out there Saturday, Clip.
Yep. Pour one out. Yeah. Or pour an extra one in your mouth.
Cue up Old Lang's Eye.
Oh, dear. Is it that emotional?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, have it ready.
All right.
I'd like that as my intro music for my first tailgate report, if you can make that happen, Shirley. Thank you.
All right. We'll take a break, come back. We'll talk to you Saturday, along with a load of others, live from Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. Looking forward to cranking that up, coming up 10 a.m. Saturday. All right, hour 2 on tap. We'll get a full Flight by Yingling practice report. Also, hear from Jeff Nadu, big man on campus. That's on the way here on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night, along with football. Monday is open mic night, the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
Arg, you ready for some football, Pirate Nation? Bud Light is America's favorite light beer and the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times this football season, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun. Because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Get ready to have fun this season, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
Pirate fans, it's your last chance to see East Carolina football at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium this year as the Pirates wrap up the 2022 home schedule, hosting the Houston Cougars on Saturday the 19th. Tickets are still available in the lower bowl for just $50. And for just $35, you can get a great view from the upper deck. It will be senior day for the Pirates, so pack the stadium and give this special group a Pirate Nation ovation and a great purple and gold send-off. Call 1-800-DIAL-ECU or go to ECUPirates.com to get your tickets today.
This is Holt Nailers. I've been eating at Parker's Barbecue since I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I still love to eat at Parker's. In fact, I love it so much, I bring my entire offensive line with me. They protect me, and I look out for them with great food from Parker's Barbecue. So whether you bring the team like me or just your friends and family, the awesome barbecue, chicken, and seafood at Parker's is a win every time. Parker's Barbecue, where they always treat you like family.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One. Thursday night football is coming up from historic Lambeau Field with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers hosting Derrick Henry and the Tennessee Titans, with both coming off a win last week. Kevin Kugler and Ben Lieber will call the action on air and on the free live stream sponsored by AutoZone. Join us for the Titans at the Packers on Thursday night football.
Right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you, with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep invites you to come and see their great selection of new cars, trucks, and Jeeps. New inventory is arriving every week in November, and 2022 models come with big rebates and great financing offers. It's the Black Friday sales event going on all month at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Greenville. Get 1.9% for 60 months plus $4,500 off on a new 2022 Ram 1500 Crew Cab. Get 2.9% for 72 months plus $1,500 bonus cash on a new 2022 Wagoneer. The 2022 Jeep Gladiator comes with $1,750 in rebates on all trims. And buy a new 2022 Jeep Compass with 2.9% financing for 60 months plus a $1,500 rebate.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, across from the Craft Barrel in Greenville. Come see us.
All offers do not include tax, tags, and $7.99 admin fee. Customers must qualify for all applicable rebates and subject to credit approval for all APR offers. See dealer for details.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Beauty Bar Metaspa. Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Visit beautybarmetaspa.com to set up a free consultation. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. UBE has been an ECU tradition for over 50 years. You can shop online anytime at pirateware.com. UBE has the biggest and best selection of ECU sportswear and accessories for Pirates of all ages. Every day is game day at UBE. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, earlier today, just a moment ago, saw Virginia Tech knock off Old Dominion in Charleston. They're playing in Myrtle Beach right now, and Murray State has raced out to a 12-6 lead against Steve Rockefort and the Texas A&M Aggies. Coach Rock on the sidelines there as part of Buzz Williams' staff. 12-6, that score. 15 minutes left to go in the first half on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dubba. Let's get to our Flight by Yingling practice report, and might get to some football, but want to save some Donnie Kirkpatrick, Blake Harrell for our discussion with Tony Collins in hour number 3 of today's show. So let's hit some basketball and hear from Mike Schwartz. The Pirates do it again last night. They trail, they are lifeless, no chance for tacos, and then that switch is flipped. The flip is switched. How do you say it? The switch? What are you flipping the switch? And a 20-0 run led by really, and this is a great thing too, the Pirates have had different heroes every game this year, and our guy Dave K, had a big one last night, Chandler.
Kazaganai.
Is that it? We gotta put respect on his name.
Dave Kazaganai.
Dave came up huge. Defensively, as always, doing the dirty work, but hit a 3, had 7 points. Quentin
Dabunje.
17 for him, including 2 big threes late in the game. And Jaden Walker hit a big 3 during that run as well. And it went from, we might have bitten off a little more we could chew here this time, to another Pirate comeback in Mengies.
Yeah.
They almost covered.
Yes, I know.
82-73.
Because they covered the last time on Saturday when I thought they weren't. I was all mad, and I was like, well, let me just see how it plays out. Pirates going on a run, which they've done in all 3 games this year, and get the win. And, I mean, you if you just tune in after the game and you say, "Oh, Pirates got it done," I mean, maybe they squeaked it out, but people don't realize that the Pirates are firing themselves down double digits, and this time it was later in the game. Pirates were down 13 with 7.5 minutes left, 70-57. Next thing you know, with a minute and a half in the game, it's 77-70 Pirates. So they're finding ways to get the ball in the bucket late in the game, but of course, and you'll hear from Mike Schwartz coming up in just a little bit, he is not pleased with the start that the Pirates have been having in all 3 games this year.
Yeah, was able to smirk about it, chuckle about it. I think after the first 2, Brian Bailey hit him with a joke. How about Bailey's joke coming to fruition? On Monday, he saw Coach Schwartz and said, "Hey, I saw the score from Wednesday night. You're already down 12. Well, yeah, it happened. And Schwartz was not laughing about it last night. He's pissed about how these games are starting. Let's hear some of Mike Schwartz in the postgame from last night.
Pretty simple, obviously excited and glad we were able to find a way to win and find a way to fight our way back in the second half, but really disappointed that we put ourselves in a position again to have to fight back like that and, down double digits. And this game's a funny game. I don't know if we deserve to win or not. I give Hampton all the credit. They played really well. They made a lot of tough shots that we knew that they were capable of taking and making, and they did that. Obviously the second half we were able to make a couple adjustments defensively, and ball starts going through the basket, which makes everything good, but that's fool's gold if you're going to just rely on making shots to be the reason why you find a way to win. So, again, glad that we found a way to fight through it, and it shows a certain grittiness and resiliency that I think this team has, but we have to fix that, and we will, in terms of building large deficits or putting ourselves in a hole.
Is that what this is? I guess just being able to make adjustments. Have you been able to point to that as the second half?
Yeah, that's probably part of it. I think there has been adjustments at certain times, whether it's in timeouts or at halftime, and some of the stuff that we came out of halftime with. I mean, I think they pushed the lead up in the second half. We got the lead down. I think they got back up. I don't know what it ended up being in the second half. I don't know if it was 15 or 7. I don't know what they got it up to in the second half, but I know they increased their lead, so we made another adjustment at one of the timeouts. But regardless of that, you know what it is? It's a sense of urgency to start the game. It's an energy. Energy is contagious, and obviously, and again, this building and the fans, and we're not going to have the maniacs. We're not going to have them with us. We're not going to have the student section with us next week and in road games. So it's not something we have to find a way when we get going in the beginning of a game for the energy and for our execution to be better. And you know what? Again, I do believe that a lot of it is youth and inexperience, because I don't think there's been 5 guys, any 5 that we put out there, that have been in that situation at this level to get a team off to a good start. Every single player we're starting has never started before at this level, let alone compete against seniors and players that have done it for 3 or 4 years. So the sense of urgency and execution at the beginning of a game, we're not at that level yet. And we just talked about that, and we got to fix that, and we will.
Hampton's defense seemed to give you guys a lot of trouble in the first half. What about their defense specifically kind of posed some problems for y'all in the first half?
Well, Coach Joyner, he's a great coach. They're a really good defensive team. I mean, they did a good job keeping us out of the paint. But again, I put a lot of that I give credit to Hampton's defense because they had a great game plan. They knew, they're an experienced ball club. Anytime you got 4 guards out there that are 6'5", athletic, they can switch, they can cover you up. And they did a good job of that. But again, Jaden Walker takes a flat-footed 3, triple threat 3 contested. RJ took 2 contested 3s in the first half, early in the shot clock. And there's just no need for that. And again, I think this goes back to what you asked about, the experience factor of trying to recreate what happened at the end of the Presbyterian game, and in the first half of Presbyterian, trying to recreate what happened in the second half of the Mercer game. It bit us again. And we've talked about it. It's something that we've talked about. But again, you only get experience through experience. And at some point, this team and this ball club is going to realize that Hampton's over now. And when we go play Indiana State, Hampton is completely done. Hampton's done right now. And I think we have allowed the second half, these comebacks, to seep into how we play in the first half of the following game. And that's what I've seen, and we're going to knock that out.
You showed that you're not afraid at all to use the subs quite frequently, and Dave and Winston today were massive, very efficient. Talk about how they were able to give you guys that jolt that you needed at different times.
You just said it, energy. Energy, the jolt of energy that Dave brought, that Winston brought, that Jaden brought in the second half. As much as Javon put it in the basket, and Quentin put it in the basket, and Brandon put it in the basket and rebounded the ball, and they did. Dave's energy, Luigi's energy, Winston's energy, and the last one we talked about was Jaden Walker. Those 4 guys' energy really changed, and Dave was really apparent because he came in. I mean, we've had to do it. We've had a few guys miss practice the last few days due to some whether it's being illness or banged up. Javon hadn't practiced the last 2 days. Brandon had been out with sickness, and he just came back, and it took him a little bit to get his legs under him. Ben Biella was going to be in the starting lineup tonight, and he got hurt in practice yesterday. And, so he wasn't in. A guy that we think really does bring great energy every minute he's on the floor. So we're still searching for that. We are absolutely still searching for that, right? So, to your point, that's why we did have to play so many combinations, and we finally found one that worked. And that second half, that group, and even when Quentin was scoring, and even when Brandon was scoring, they were doing it on the defensive end. It was the defense that led to us being able to shoot the ball better.
Coach, through 3 games this year, more than half of your field goal attempts have come from three-point range. Can you maybe talk about just the philosophy of playing offense like that?
I do think we have guys that can shoot the basketball. I really do. And I'm not some overly analytic offensive coach. Okay, I want us to take good shots, and if a good shot is at the rim, if a good shot is a pull-up in mid-range, the guys that I know can shoot it, or if a good shot is an open 3. I would say we would not be over 50% if we would just cut out probably 3 to 4 of those contested 3s, and they mostly come in the first half. And we're going to cut those out because those are 3 to 4 possessions where we can get a post up, we can get a paint touch, we can get something going to the basket. And I think what happens is we've shot the ball well every second half so far this season. So we start off the first half just thinking it's just going to happen. So we don't work the same way offensively that we have to. And I would say that I think our defense wears teams down a little bit as the game goes. We're pressuring the ball for 40 minutes. We're up the floor, regardless of if we have to back up in the half court. So that helps, too, in the second half, because I do think we take a great pride in being in elite shape and conditioning and being able to hopefully keep that thing going all the way till the buzzer. But that being said, if we eliminate some of those contested, flat-footed, triple-threat, one-sided threes, it's really going to help our offense where the balance is a little bit better.
That is some of Mike Schwartz from last night after the game as part of our Flight by Yingling practice report. We'll hit some football later on, but talking hoops right now. And mentioned earlier that I guess Adam saw the real-time RPI, had ECU projected to be 17-12 on the year. Johnny Robertson says Kim Pomeroy has the Pirates finishing 11-18, 4-14 in conference. And I guess Alex points out that other RPI website at East Carolina, 8-10 in the American. Again, those numbers feel like pipe dreams. More realistic. Feels like 11-18 and 4-4 in conference, 4-14 in conference play. So I am taking this for what it is right now. I'm having a blast at these games. I love the comebacks. I have zero expectations for this team this year. And I predict that they are going to take some lumps. But right now we're 3-0. So I'm enjoying the ride. I'm not even looking at conference play or anything like that. I'm enjoying these home games. I think life could get tough for the Pirates away from Mengies. Beginning on Monday against Indiana State.
I don't feel good about that.
I don't either, down in Florida.
I already expect us to lose.
I agree. I do, too. Because they're not going to be at home. And
are they going to be in a ballroom?
I hope it's better than some of the conditions in the past. But Mike Schwartz said there that he basically said that the team has had so much success coming back in the second half that he didn't say this, but it's like they don't really care what happens in the first half because they just think they're going to come back. And they have conditioned myself, the fans, to feel that way too. Most of that game last night, I'm like, East Carolina's going to win this game. Until it got to...
It was, all right, I could tell you when it was. It was at the 7.5-minute mark. They got a basket, and I remember you saying, well, that could be it. Yeah. And I remember you saying that. That was about 7.5 minutes left in the game. And even at that point, I didn't say anything to you, but I thought to myself, I said, I'm going to remember that whenever the Pirates go on a run. Now, did I think that it was going to be a 20-0 run? No, I did not. Yeah. But the Pirates come back and win it, and I do remember I was waiting to bring that up, and I do remember when you brought that up, I was like, I remember exactly when it was, and it was when Hampton got that basket to go up by 13 with 7.5 minutes left, and little did we know
that was their last.
That was their last basket for about 6 minutes.
No, that was their last basket of the night.
They ended up scoring 70. They didn't have any more.
They made free throws.
Wow.
They had no field goals the last 7+ minutes.
All right, that's right. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I do remember you saying that.
So for 32.5 minutes last night, I thought ECU was going to come back. No doubt. Easy peasy. And then at that point, I did say, well, that it ain't going to happen tonight. That might be it.
That might be it. And that's the exact words you had.
Cue a 20-0 run.
And you kind of said it under your breath, kind of like, man, well, that was fun. Those first 2 game comebacks were fun, but it's not going to happen tonight.
Yeah.
On the contrary, Pirates come back, 20-0 run, burst them to a win.
And Christian and Grid, I did see your ECU discussion going on earlier, basketball in the YouTube chat, and just relax, guys. I don't know, talking about. So Christian says, can we say how good of a coach Mike Schwartz is? This guy knows what it takes to be one of the best teams in the nation, 3-0 right now. And Grid responds and says he has 3 bye wins with major comebacks, which is better than Lebo. Let's wait until conference to see if he's competitive before we say he's great. And then I don't know. Everybody
calm down.
3-0. Christian says he's not happy with DeBounge's doing the last-second dunk when we were up by 6. He should have pulled the ball out and ran the clock. First of all, it wasn't last second, and it wasn't a dunk. It was a layup, but I'm nitpicking here. But Hampton had time to go back down the court and turn it over again or miss another shot. R.J. Felton, at the end, they had a chance to do something, and they did pull the ball out. So I had no problem with that.
Quiet game for him on the stat sheet last night, by the way.
Who?
R.J. Felton.
Yeah, he couldn't get his offense going, but was counted on the defensive end. By the way, I mentioned that Dave Kay and Quentin were the heroes last night. In that game, Brandon Johnson had a double-double, and Javon Small had a very quiet 17, I thought.
Yes.
But he added 6 assists.
He was the stat stuffer. Sorry.
Did I stutter? He had 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. No turnovers.
No turnovers.
I mean, what a leap he has made from his freshman year to his sophomore year.
It was good to see Dave Kay on the court last night because he's been more. He's a transfer from Navy. He comes in. He's been more of a vocal leader on the bench. And we have his comments that we might play later on, but he's a very smart basketball player that really got his chance last night to show his leadership skills on the court. And down the stretch defensively, I thought he was huge for the Pirates last night. He played awesome defense. I think he was 3 for 3 from the field. He had a huge 3 down the stretch in that basketball game last night, but Dave Kay with some big defensive stops. I remember saying, come on, Dave. And he was able to clamp down on some of these Pirate offensive players and get the stops when you needed it down the stretch.
And again, kudos to the crowd for staying in it, for staying there.
I said it last night. I was like, this crowd for all 3 games has been absolutely electric. They're doing whatever they can, and they're doing it successfully of getting people in the lower bowl. The lower bowl is filled to the brim, and I mean the upper bowl is really good too. But that crowd in Mengies, I went and saw our good friend David Price with David Price Construction. He sits right behind the basket in the purple back seats, and compared to where we're at in 213, I don't know what it is about sitting right behind that basket with him and his wife, but it was absolutely loud in that area. And I mean, Mengies really has a chance to be one of the top atmospheres in college basketball.
I love when it gets loud on defense and everybody gets into it. And last night during that run, defense led to offense. Pirates got a lot of turnovers, got every rebound, did what it took to get that win over Hampton last night. So it was fun to see. That is your Flight by Yuengling basketball report. The next generation of light beer. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling, available wherever beer is sold. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back when we return. More college hoops talk, more football talk as well. With the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu. We'll talk Pirates and Cougars, talk some hoops as well. It's all coming up when we return after this.
So how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
So how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
Portable, super quiet, and fuel efficient. Honda EU Series generators are ideal for camping, tailgating, home backup power, and more. All feature Honda's CO Minder carbon monoxide detection system for added peace of mind. Select models include Bluetooth connectivity for wireless control with Honda's My Generator smartphone app. Go with a Honda EU Series generator. It's power you can trust. See Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to try the all-new tender sandwiches by ordering ahead on the Wings Over mobile app. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Wings Over has everything to cure those late-night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville. They deliver.
Buying a home? Then you've got a lot on your mind. Now rising rates? It's a lot. This is Timothy Sawyer, your local Rocket Mortgage professional right here in Greenville, North Carolina. With Rocket, you have an advantage. You can lock your rate for 90 days while you search for a home. If rates rise, yours is safe. But if they fall within the first 3 years of buying, you can refinance to a lower rate with exclusive savings. Take the Rocket advantage of calling me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room with a brand new look. Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville is the perfect place to get all your amigos together for some Mexican food, fun, and football. Chico's has been a game day tradition for Pirate football fans for over 30 years. Whether the game is home or away, make it a Chico's day for some great specials and the best chips and salsa in town. Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Go Pirates!
This is Rajay Harris, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Beauty Bar Metaspa. Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Visit beautybarmetaspa.com to set up a free consultation. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Have you heard? Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room. And with a brand new look, Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serves lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday, plus brunch starting at 10:30 on Saturdays and Sundays. Follow Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant on Instagram for the latest events and specials. It's a new look, a new name, but it's the same location on Fifth Street right beside the State Theater. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, great time on the sports calendar now that basketball's on pretty much all day. Feast week next week, and it has begun as we look at the beautiful hair of Steve Roccaforte, former ECU assistant, coaching with Texas A&M now. The Aggies find themselves trailing Murray State 18-13 in the first half, under 8 minutes to go in the first half as they play in Myrtle Beach. South Carolina about to get underway in Charleston as they play Colorado State. So you got games on all day long. East Carolina's tipping off, by the way, Monday at 1:30. And I think that's one of those weird flow sports or whatever deals. I don't think it's going to – I don't know. Maybe it'll be on ESPN Plus. I don't think so. But we'll be following that one throughout the afternoon and on the show on Pirate Radio Live on Monday. I guess we can't do a watch-along if we can't get it on TV. If we can watch the end of that game here with you during our show on Monday. All right, speaking of Pirate Hoops and Pirate Football, we'll talk about those topics now and a lot more with Jeff Nadu, who joins us on the Pitt Electric Live Line, the big man on campus from Barstool Sports. Jeff, how you doing today?
Good. How are you, Clip?
Hey, doing great. And know you're having a big college basketball week. Is a couple nights in a row. I've tailed you a couple nights ago. It was Pacific playing, I believe, North Dakota. And as I tweeted out, it's kind of what makes Jeff Nadu Mr. College Basketball for a night of 40, 50, how many ever college basketball games you're able to pick that one out. It was a blowout, an easy winner, and another surprising easy winner last night, Jeff. You were on Texas, and they manhandled Gonzaga. So I know you're having a pretty good week here so far, right?
Yeah. I'm starting to kind of find just spots that I like. You know, as you start to get some information, some statistical information, you can really kind of just find things that work. And for me, guard play is very important in college basketball. And the last couple of nights, I've really been able to identify just, teams that are more advanced at the guard position. So, yeah, Kent State, I think I had on Monday. So, for me, it's all about guard play early. And thing is, Clip, you look at a group like ECU, they've had some good guard play to start the season. So, I think that's important, and that's one of the reasons they're 3-0 against, a pretty poor schedule, but, 77 or more in every game.
Crazy stuff to start the year for Mike Schwartz's guys, Jeff. They were down 16 to Mercer, came back and won that game. They were down 19 to Presbyterian, came back and won. And we thought, all right, they got that out of their system. They'll take on
Hampton.
Yeah, Hampton, the Pirates last night, and things will be different. Nope, got down 17 whatever points. They went on a 20-0 run, Jeff, late in the game, and ended up almost covering. They win by 9 instead of the 9.5. So this is the script right now. It's been insane to watch these games.
Yeah, I think one thing that really concerns me about that, and I don't mean to be the guy that's negative, but I will say this. I mean, that is not going to work when you get into conference play. I mean, if that continues to happen, this could be a real bet against group. I mean, we also look at some of the shooting statistics have looked pretty good for ECU. We'll see. I mean, the schedule's getting a little tougher. Indiana State's a pretty good basketball team. The Old Dominion's always tough. You got a couple.
We talked about it. They could see Toledo, too, Jeff, in that tournament they're about to play in. I know we've talked about them.
Yeah, Toledo. And, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, Cliff, but Toledo is.
Well, you're part of their basketball team, right?
Yeah. I guess you could say that at this point, kind of quasi part of it. Yeah. So, yeah, I would just look at guard play, folks. It's going to be important.
Jeff Nadu joining us, talking hoops. We'll talk some football as well. East Carolina. Man, did not win the game against Cincinnati, Jeff, but did cover against the Bearcats, and we have talked about that one enough at this point. Some things could have gone different, some calls, things like that, but it's senior day now, Jeff, and East Carolina will take on Houston, kind of a schizophrenic Cougars team, and I thought the line would be closer to a field goal than a touchdown, but it is at 6, and totals at 67, so expecting a lot of points. Houston gives up a ton of points. So, Jeff, what kind of game are you expecting coming up Saturday at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium?
Well, I got to be honest. I mean, I was pretty surprised to see ECU as a 6-point favorite. I mean, this would basically tell you that, even on a neutral field, they would be a favorite, which is a bit surprising to me. I kind of had this one, within 4 points. I feel like for me, Houston is, quite frankly, Cliff, played a lot better. Look, I know they're defensively a little bit. Not a little bit. They're very poor defensively. But you really look at since that game against Memphis, where they fought back and won late in the game back on October 7th. I mean, this team has rattled off 4 of 5, or 3 of 4. So they're playing good football right now. And as you know, I mean, this is a very contested conference. We only have a couple of games left, but this is a game to me where I felt like 6 was a little too many. That said, I mean, I think when you look at senior day, a lot of people bring that up as being important. I think in ECU's case, it's very important. There's a lot of older players on this team. And you look at in conference. I mean, there are 5 teams with 2 or fewer losses in this conference. It's a big game for Houston, man. It really is, because you really don't know what's going to go on with UCF and Cincinnati over the last couple of games. And Houston not only plays ECU, but they have a very winnable game against Tulsa to round out the season. So I think there's a bit to play for here for Houston. If you're going to give me 6.5, I'm going to lean in a close game. I think Houston hangs around. That offense is very difficult to stop, judging by, if you notice the total. It's going to be a high-scoring game as well.
Yeah, good breakdown from Jeff Nadu, big man on campus, Barstool Sports, joining us here on Pirate Radio Live. Jeff, looking at more college football this weekend. How about the games that impact the college football playoff? And we'll start with TCU. 10-0. They beat Texas and that kind of fishy line last week, and we talked about it. Lean with Texas there, but TCU wins it and wins it pretty convincingly. They are 10-0. They take on Baylor, and now 2.5-point favorites in Waco coming up Saturday at noon. Total at 58. Do the Horned Frogs keep it going, Jeff?
Well, look, they've really been the anomaly this year to me, Clip, in college football. I mean, it really just seems like it really doesn't matter what they have working against them. They're going to find a way to get the job done. Now, there's a couple of things that make me wonder about this game. Look, I'm going to tell you every single time, Clip, Baylor is the play here as far as from a betting standpoint. I mean, again, you're getting a line that just doesn't make a ton of sense. Obviously, why is TCU, in this kind of number yet again? But it just seems like they've defied everything that's really been thrown in front of them. I think one thing about Baylor we always have to remember, they're a damn good run defense. That's something to keep in mind here. They're very good at home against the run. But, Clip, let me ask you, do you know who the number one team in the country is against the spread?
Who's that?
TCU. Okay, they're 10-0. They're 8-1-1 against the spread. That's 69% from a cover standpoint. Now, again, it's only a 12-game sample size in college football every year, but that is extremely good. Okay, you're undefeated and you're 8-1-1 against the number. The only other team that's really at a high level with those types of numbers are Tennessee. Tennessee's 8-2 against the spread. So, listen, I'm going to tell people from a betting standpoint, I would always be on Baylor here, but just to me, TCU has just defied everything. I don't have any interest in fading this team anymore. I'm kind of done with it.
Yeah, another 2.5-point spread in a game that could impact the college football playoff. Lincoln Riley's USC Trojans still trying to get their way back in after having one loss earlier this year. They take on UCLA. USC still has a chance because of what could happen ahead of them, but also they play UCLA and Notre Dame and a championship game, so they're going to have some chances to pick up some big wins here down the stretch. They are 2.5-point road favorites on the road at UCLA. What do you think about this Pac-12 matchup Saturday night?
Well, here's the thing. I don't really know what to make of UCLA the last couple of weeks. This team just, they move the ball. I'll give them that, but they can't stop anybody. I mean, and that's really the issue here. I mean, gave up 45 to Oregon, give up 36 to a really bad Arizona State team. Lost last week, gave up 34 to Arizona. I don't know what that performance was as a 20-point favorite. This team is kind of having trouble getting out of their own way right now. My whole thought on this one, though, was you have two damn good quarterbacks. You have two defenses that I don't like at all. And you have two really good offenses here. The loss of losing Dye hurts, I think, if you're USC. I mean, he was having a good year, and not having him is going to hurt. Puts a little bit more emphasis on Caleb Williams to make big plays. That said, to me, this kind of screamed first to 40 wins. I'll kind of throw out all the nonsense. I think it's a wild one on the West Coast. UCLA just can't stop anybody. I mean, DeLuca was terrific. Bo Nix beat him up bad. I think both those guys hit 80% of their passes. That just can't happen at the college level. I lean over the number. I don't really have any interest in betting the side. I just feel like the shootout's on the horizon here.
Jeff Nadu joining us, big man on campus. I want to circle back to college basketball at the end, but before we get there, Jeff, any college football you got your eye on for this weekend?
Yeah, for me, it's really a tiptoe. I'm having a good season. And for me, there's so many situational things that you're looking into here. I'll be honest, I'll continue to kind of look towards the Naval Academy a little bit. If I can get them above, 14, I'm going to look to have an eye on them. I still think, look, as a big underdog, they are a very good play. Service academies are very good in that price range. I had them a couple of weeks ago against Cincinnati. I actually like them again here. UCF obviously has to win, but I guess the question is, are they real concerned about winning by margin? Navy's actually been pretty good against these types of quarterbacks. That's one I had my eye on a little bit. Cliff, I'm blown away. you look at this Iowa total, 32.5, just amazing. That we see totals like that in college football. I mean, just it's something. You don't see that very much ever. 32.5 with Minnesota. That's a wild one. As far as any other ones, still kind of opening up the card here. I feel like for me, this is going to be a bet it on Friday night kind of game, kind of card. I want to tread lightly here. I've been doing good with action to start the week here, but I like that over in the UCLA USC game, and I have my eye on the Naval Academy to start the week early on Saturday.
All right, and Jeff, before we let you go, kind of a little feast week preview, I guess. We got basketball going on today down in Charleston, Myrtle Beach as well. Murray State, Texas A&M getting underway here. Colorado State, South Carolina coming up in just a little bit. So Thursday's usually a lighter day, but you got some of these tournaments going on, so you do have some games. So anything you got your eye on for this Thursday night in college hoops?
Yeah, for me, Clip, I kind of try to steer clear of the neutral site tournament.
Yeah.
It's not really my thing. I think it's very difficult to handicap. I really just want to kind of focus on really good teams against really bad teams, quite honestly. I got an eye tonight on the Kentucky Wildcats at home. Kentucky has, they're coming off the loss to Michigan State, but, have no fear. It was a 2-overtime game, good game. They're playing a group tonight called South Carolina State, who I believe ECU will face in a couple of weeks. Clip, I'm just going to say it. This South Carolina State team is terrible. They're absolutely horrific. Their coach left the program about a month before the season started. And you look at this new coach, Eric Martin. He's a guy that kind of worked under the Bob Huggins tree for a while. You look at what they're going to do. South Carolina State's going to press. That is a horrific idea against Kentucky. Kentucky should just destroy this group. Throw in the fact that South Carolina State has no paint front court at all. Sheba should have a huge game here. I look at this one starting on and quickly. South Carolina State is bad. Howard is significantly better than South Carolina State, and Kentucky was up 21 at the half against them. I think Kentucky comes at her and ends this game early. They have Gonzaga on deck. I kind of have this game to like 52-19 at the half. I think Kentucky rolls here. I think they put up a big and crooked number on lowly South Carolina State tonight. I played it first half, minus 22.5.
Jeff Nadu, big man on campus, and looking at all these games, Jeff, and I know you kind of go from conference to conference. I didn't realize this till earlier this week, but how about the SWAC and the Pac-12 playing a series, and the SWAC being 3-0 against the Pac-12? And we talked to Coach Michael Perry, former assistant coach here at East Carolina, and on the radio broadcast now, and he said, credit to the Pac-12 for actually scheduling these games and going on the road and playing these teams. But that's what happens when you go on the road and play the little guy. Sometimes they get you, and the SWAC goes 3-0 against the Pac-12 this year. It's crazy.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. There's one team, though, that will not have any trouble with the SWAC, and that would be Arizona. They beat up Southern last week, put up 95 on that group. Clip, that's another spot tonight that I would very much bet into. Arizona's at home tonight against Utah Tech. Utah Tech used to be Dixie State. They are a group that, you look at last season, Arizona absolutely pummeled these sorts of teams. Just blew them out, put up 100 many times. They actually already put up 117 against Nicholls State. Arizona wants to play as fast as possible. They have the best two-point offense in America. They get to the free throw line and they make their foul shots. Utah Tech is going to be in trouble tonight against this Arizona team. Arizona, not really any look-ahead games. Team total tonight's 95.5. I think Arizona gets to 100 here. I think they're an NBA type of offense against these types of teams. And again, you look at last year, Rio Grande put up 104, Sacramento State put up 105, Northern Colorado put up 101, put up 97 on North Dakota State, 94 in Wyoming. This is a really, really good offense, Arizona, against really bad teams. I think they pummel Utah Tech and put up a big number as well.
They do great stuff, man. Check him out, Barstool Sports on Twitter as well. He's giving out picks. He's doing Q&As. He's doing it all. The Sit Down Podcast. Jeff, always appreciate your time, man. We will be on the air Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2, so we'll see if we can connect with you then and talk some more college football.
Sounds good. Look forward to it.
Jeff Nadu joining us on Pirate Radio Live. We'll take a break, come back, wrap up Hour 2. Hour 3, we'll talk to Touchdown. Tony Collins, talk some Pirate football, NFL, and more. Hear from the coordinators, Donnie Kirkpatrick and Blake Harrell, and make you a winner. It's all ahead on Hour 3. We'll wrap up Hour 2 after this.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Oh, that's my piece of the shakaroni. That's the biggest one we make.
They've donated $1 from every shakaroni to the Papa John's Foundation.
Dang, that's huge. If the hoop was as big as that pizza, maybe you'd have made some of your free throws. Somebody save me a slice. Where'd he come from?
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
U.S. Cellular has always believed that connection is the greatest gift of all. That's why we're giving everyone one line for $29.99 a month with unlimited data this holiday season. That's right, one line, unlimited data for just $29.99 a month. That's more than a great deal. That's locally grown connection from U.S. Cellular. Limited time offer, terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers. Hey, Pirate Nation, this is Brian Buck with Buck Insurance Agency. This season, when you attend your favorite sporting event, take the game day pledge. If your team is playing, win or lose, support your team to the end of the game. When you leave early, you risk missing your favorite athlete making the play of their career. When our family buys a ticket, we always plan to stay to the very end. Take the game day pledge this season with Buck Insurance Agency. Play to the end, stay to the end.
All right, Pirate Nation, Russell's is ready for the holidays. Our huge in-stock inventory makes shopping easy. New additions include Barber for men and women, plus Owner Reserve for the men. Enjoy your holidays and don't worry about lost packages and back orders. We've been making Christmas wishes come true for 39 years in the same location. Not only is our signature gift wrap beautiful, it's free. It's always about you, our pirate friends and customers at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Go Pirates!
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Brown and Wood is your home of the best selection of GMC, Cadillac, Buick, and Mazda in Eastern North Carolina since 1937. Shop their entire inventory online at brownandwoodauto.com or visit them on Greenville Boulevard. Brown and Wood, Greenville's #1 dealership and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, the Racers of Murray State get a layup at the Horn, and they will go into the locker room with a 35-28 lead over number 24 Texas A&M. They are playing down at Myrtle Beach, 35-28 the score at halftime. Colorado State and South Carolina are about to get underway on ESPNU as they will be playing in Charleston. So a lot of basketball action going on. A week ahead of Feast Week, there will be games all day, all week next week. So exciting time if you are a sports fan. Touchdown, Tony Collins joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios.
In the house.
Tony's still waiting on his first appearance at Mengies Coliseum this year.
I am. I'm waiting on my first appearance at Mengies, and I'm waiting on my ham.
Hey, look,
I'm waiting on my ham, man.
We are a week away from Hamageddon. I forgot about that. I need to get with Troy D and get that done. But Tony, the Pirates 3-0 in hoops this year.
Yeah, I've seen that. We haven't played the biggest of schools, but we're 3-0.
That's right.
Well, before y'all got,
you got something to say?
What? Well, if you gonna get up with Troy, you ain't ever getting that ham.
I know. It's like it's like the steak dinner that we're supposed to get.
That's right.
Yeah, that's been like 4 years from now. 4 years ago. So.
But you know what's even better than a ham, Tony, is just knowing that we owe you a ham.
That's
so like
better. Yeah, that's even better.
Better than eating the actual ham. It's I owe you. It's as good as money. That's what they said in Dumb and Dumber.
As long as I owe you, you're never broke.
That's right. All right. So basketball, Tony. I don't know how close you've been following this. So East Carolina's 3-0. Mm-hmm. Game 1 got down by 16 to Mercer. Came back and won.
Right.
Game 2, we're down 23-4 to Presbyterian.
I saw that.
Came back and won. Last night, same script. Was it 17, Chandler, the largest deficit? I believe it was 17 to Hampton. They were down 13 with 7+ minutes left, went on a 20-0 run, and won the game. So if you do want to go to a game...
Are they calling them the comeback kids right now?
They are. If you go to a game, you might as well just show up the last 5 minutes. That's when they start playing.
There you go.
It has been crazy, and Mike Schwartz is not really pleased about it after last night, but he is pleased to be 3-0 on the season. Did you play? I know we talked about you playing some baseball. Did you play basketball at all?
I did play basketball.
Any good?
I was all right. I led the team in scoring, so you know.
All right. What position?
I was like a shooting guard.
All right. Good deal. But
I was a shooting guard and I jumped center.
And played with a lot of Caucasians, right?
Yeah, I did.
Just
matter of fact, they're all Caucasians. On my team.
So Tony was all conference, and you can figure out why, probably. Good stuff. All right, so we'll get into some football. We owe a break, so let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk tie bow, a final bow on ECU Cincinnati. Tony Collins has one big complaint that has happened to the Pirates all year that we'll talk about. And also look at Senior Day. East Carolina taking on Houston, 2 o'clock, Dowdy Ficklin Stadium on Saturday. We'll dive into that. And the NFL. My Commanders are hot, Tony. We'll look and see what's going on in the NFL.
Couldn't believe that.
Let's go. All right, more to go with Touchdown, Tony Collins, when we return after this.
Are
Are you ready for some football, Pirate Nation? Bud Light is America's favorite light beer and the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times this football season, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun. Because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Get ready to have fun this season, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
Don't stress this holiday season. Give the gift of beauty. A gift certificate from Beauty Bar MediSpa will not only bring a smile to that special someone, it will smooth wrinkles, tighten skin, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair. Visit the professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa in Greenville. Available now. Gift certificate specials for her or him and BOGO stocking stuffers. You save and they glow. Visit us at beautybarmedispa.com. Go Pirates!
'Tis the season for connection, and U.S. Cellular is celebrating by offering any phone free for everyone. Any brand, any storage, for new and current customers. Plus, our price protection guarantee means that your rates won't go up. That's locally grown connection. Limited time offer, terms apply. Visit us in-store or online for details on getting any phone free today.
You've been waiting all year to replace your old phone, and now the Christmas deals are finally here. The team at Sailor Warehouse is loaded up with free phones for everyone. That's right, free, baby. Don't wait, because these deals won't last long. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 and let one of their experienced sales associates come right to your office or home. Sailor Warehouse, your local U.S. Sailor authorized agent. The only agents that deliver phones, tablets, and routers right to your front door.
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in Eastern North Carolina. With homes in Blackwood, Mills Creek, Dalton's Cove and Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, they're constantly expanding. Now to Laurel Glen and Sarah's Way, plus the new duplex community at Abigail Trails. BMS Builders can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or ECU football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. Call 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
This is Stephen Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on HoistTheColors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultations are available by calling 752-1406 or visiting beautybarmedispa.com. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All righty, Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Going to make you a winner coming up in just a little bit. touchdown Tony Collins is here. And the Pirates have one more home game, Tony Collins.
That's one of the year.
Yeah, man. It's kind of flown by, as it tends to do. East Carolina will take on Houston. Unfortunately, the hopes to get in a conference championship were dashed with the loss to Cincinnati last Friday night, and we'll touch on that one before we look ahead. And Tony, you came in here, and the one thing, first thing you talked about with that game is something we've talked about, unfortunately, all year long: special teams.
Yeah, the kickoff return hurt us real bad. Missed field goal. But the other things too, I think we had like two third down penalties that really killed our drive. I mean, we were driving the ball pretty well, and that really put a stink on it. But overall, I think the defense, they gave up some big plays, but overall they played well. If you cut those big plays out, Donnie didn't call a bad game. I didn't. It wasn't his worst game he called. It wasn't his best game he called either. But I think they played well. It just the penalties killed us, and the special teams like it's been all year, man. Can you imagine if our special teams was top notch right now? We'd be ranked, but that's a what if. So you never can go on what if. So, but I'm looking forward to them playing well on Saturday.
Kind of a shame to look back on it, and we've talked about it enough at this point. But like, I remember during the off season, Mike Houston talked about it, and we talked about it a lot. They were going to put a premium on special teams this year and put their best players on the field and all that. And for the most part, the return defense has been good. I mean, that was the first time it had been exposed the way it was against Cincinnati. But the kicking game has just been horrific all year, whether it be a hold, a kick, whatever it is. In this particular case, the other night, apparently it was laces in.
Yeah, you could see it. Laces was, I don't know how. I used to do that in high school.
Hold?
I used to hold in high school, and it's really not a hard job to keep those laces, away from the kicker, man. So I just don't know what the problem is, because you practice this all the time as a holder. That's one of the things that's what you're supposed to do. So when he's got the laces looking at him, it really throws the kicker off, man, and you can actually see it, man. Every time the laces was turned to the guy, unless you got a great kicker, he doesn't care about the laces. But man, it's been killing us all year.
Pretty cool to be in the presence of two former specialists now. Chandler, a long snapper.
Chandler used to hold too? Oh, he's a long snapper. Okay.
Yeah. You haven't heard?
I didn't know. I'd never known that. I didn't know he was a long snapper.
I'm a former long snapper, so I love talking about this position. I'm a former specialist myself. I used to long snap. All right, I'm going to talk about my favorite part of football, special teams.
That's the truth? You mean that?
I'm a former long snapper.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't believe you haven't heard. He tells everybody he meets, Tony. You're the only person he hasn't told.
I just heard it, yeah.
I guess since you're a Hall of Famer, he didn't want to mention it to you, but y'all should talk shop sometime. Tony Collins, former holder, never knew that. So, and kickers will tell you if you kick the laces, there's no telling where the ball might go.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing about it is, the crazy thing about it is, when the kicker goes up to kick the ball, he's looking dead at those laces because he's looking right at the ball. So he knows. He knows it's going to be bad when he sees those laces turned to him.
And I also saw on the other night that I guess Conrad was upset with maybe the ball was snapped early. I don't know. At this point, come on. Chandler, did you see that, though, where, like, some people were blaming that maybe it was snapped too early, the cadence was wrong? Like,
I don't know.
I feel like
it could be multiple things. What I saw, to me, initially, and it might not be the proper diagnosis, but it kind of looked like Conrad might have started making his way towards the football a little too early.
Too early.
And you may kind of sit back there
because
and
he
wait.
thought it was going to be snapped at a certain time or something.
Right, and that could be why. So there's different. As I said before, it's all a process, but a lot of times, teams have it locked down.
I can't see that in the kicker. The kicker's gonna go. It's a real simple thing. As a holder, you give him this. You give him the hand signal.
The holder looks at the kicker. Kicker gives the holder a nod. He goes, okay, looks at his snapper, and then says,
gives him that hand signal, and the ball's coming.
And it's got to go. And if you snap the ball just right, and I mean, it's all about luck. But that ball could be perfect laces already, where he could put it down. But a lot of the times, a holder puts it down, and it's like second nature to a lot of these holders.
You feel those laces,
right? You can just flip them right around, and as soon as they're flipped around, it's all about timing, and right now it looks like timing is an issue.
And it's not September; it is week 11.
Yeah,
in November, and we're talking about this. That tells you the story.
They had all spring, all summer to get this thing right. So
All right, well,
it is what it is.
We move on, looking for win number 7 as East Carolina takes on the Houston Cougars. Houston also coming in with 6 wins on the year. Bit of a disappointing year for Houston, who I think at one point this season were top 25 early in the year, and certainly aren't now. But they are making their move to the Big 12, and we would love to send them out with a loss, Tony. And this is a team in Houston that gave up 77 points a couple weeks ago. They give up a lot of points. They also score a lot of points. So the over-under for this game is at 67. So they're expecting a lot of points. East Carolina is a 6-point favorite. But what do you think about do you factor in emotions of senior day and all that stuff with Holden Ahlers and these guys? Does that factor into your prediction at all?
I mean, senior day is a special day for the seniors, and, you get your mom and your dad to come out on the field with you, and this is the last game that you're going to play at home. And it's a special game for the guys. I remember my senior day, man. It's a special game, and you want to play well that last game at home. And I'm sure the guys are going to play well. I'm sure the Pirates are going to play well. Houston they got a lot of talent. They got some speed. The defense is not too bad, but they give up a lot of points. And again, I see us scoring a lot of points. We just got to minimize our penalties on offense. We haven't really turned the ball over. That didn't hurt us last week. And so if we do that, man, we should score 50.
How many? You said 49 against Cincinnati.
We would have scored 49.
And a note on those penalties, Tony. I think you can speak to this as the guy that played as many games as you did. Man. But why do we have those against Cincinnati? Those holding calls we didn't have against other teams. Well, part of it is because Cincinnati has good athletes, and they beat our guy on the line of scrimmage, and your last resort is to not get your quarterback killed. So So I think part of it was that we played against a good team with good players.
Yeah.
So, will we see those this week? I don't know. We haven't seen them creep up a lot in games, but the offensive line's been pretty solid. But sometimes you just get beat by the man in front of you, right?
Yeah, you do. And one of the things that some linemen will do when they know that their quarterback is going to get laid out, and sometimes it's a good holding penalty to do that. But when you're third down and you got 4 yards, 5 yards to go, and you're on a drive, man, you just got to understand you cannot hold at this point in time.
And I do, now that you say that, remember a 3rd and short, and East Carolina got it, and there was a flag, I said
it happened twice.
I said that was too quick of a play for it to be holding. Like it was a boom, plays over. Sure enough, holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty. So it happened. A lot of mistakes there. It got chippy as well.
Yeah.
So got to keep a cool head and all that. But Keaton Mitchell leaves the game early for the 2nd straight game.
That hurt us.
You had Marlon Gunn come in, who got some great tough runs to get first downs, but also had one where he broke through, got to the secondary. If that's Keaton, it's probably a touchdown.
Probably.
It's definitely a touchdown. So that was a game changer.
Yeah, it was. When Keaton went out, man, I was like, oh my God, man, this is gonna hurt us, and it did, man. Nothing against the freshman, but he just doesn't have the speed that Keaton has. But I thought he played well. The freshman, I thought he played well. He did, didn't make any mistakes. So, man, it was a tough loss because I really felt that we were going to win that game on Friday night. Man, we had them, and we had them beat at home for the first time, and I don't know how many games
in
played at home.
5 years. But now, Keaton Mitchell, it looks like he's good to go. He was in I believe I read a red jersey yesterday along with C.J. Johnson. So
C.J.'s going to play too?
Yeah, I think they're both going to give it a go. I'm a little surprised in today's football world that Keaton Mitchell will play, but he has been evaluated, and they say everything's good
I never seen what happened. I was so upset at the end of the game, I turned it off. I never seen what happened at the end. What happened to CJ?
It was one of those where the defensive guy picks him up,
And
does like a
slams him to the ground?
suplex. Yeah.
Did they get a penalty on that?
No.
No penalty?
Now ECU did the same thing earlier in the game where they picked up a player, threw him
Deontay
down.
Johnson,
I thought that it seems like if the ref wants to call it, he can, and if not, I don't know the official rule on that.
So we got some home cooking.
But CJ landed awkwardly, kind of a head-neck deal, so it was very precautionary. Got taken from a stretcher to the ambulance to the hospital, but traveled back with the team. So
I felt good that Keaton was going to be back, and this is because on Saturday at the Presbyterian game, I saw him come to the basketball game with a couple other teammates, and that told me, all right, well, if he's got a bad enough concussion, they're going to tell him, all right, do not go into public, loud places, bright lights.
all that,
so
yeah.
him being at that game kind of told me, and then CJ was at the game last night, so it was good to see them out there, and that kind of told me, that they're good to go, that they'll be back for Houston this week.
Yeah, Tony, we talked about concussions with you, but how about, did you ever have one of those scary landings on your head, neck, and you one of those deals?
Never had one of those. I've had one of those. I had a couple of knockouts though, but never had a landing on my head.
Yeah. So it looks like Keaton Mitchell, good to go. That is great news for this Pirate offense coming up on Saturday. Shirley, let's hear a little bit from Donnie Kirkpatrick as he met with the media on Wednesday.
Coach Houston got emotional yesterday talking about Holton senior day. I don't know if he'll get emotional, but how do you kind of put into words what he's done?
Yeah, I'm not sure I can, and try not to think about it that way because we got a lot of football left. It's not the last game. I would think at least 2 games. You would think there, but it will be emotional for me because we've been through a lot together, and we go way back even before that. Because I was here when we first started recruiting him. I was the recruiting coordinator then, and so he's been special. I know that he's got a lot of people that love him, and he's somebody. So you're nobody till you got some haters. That's one thing I know. I don't know anybody that's somebody big time that doesn't have some haters. So he's got some haters, like that too, which goes with it, and that probably actually draws you a little closer to him. But nobody has done more for this program, as a player, and there have been some pretty darn good ones now than Hope Baylor's. He's going to always be remembered pretty special. I've been very fortunate. I was here for 11 years and had a ton of great ones that were great people too. I refer to, my happy places, Zay Jones and Hardy and Andre Allison and Dwayne Harris, and just on and on. Bryce Williams. I just been so lucky, been so blessed to be around so many of those great ones. And he is right there, if not the top of the list. He's right there at it then, just because of his toughness and just everything he's done and the sacrifice that he's made. It's just incredible. I don't know if there'll be another one like him for a long time.
Could you imagine ECU without, when you came back, if he had left, being here without him?
Well, I've never thought of it like that. It was kind of neat. Like I say, he was the very first person I saw when I got here. He met me at the door. We got in here late that night, and it was kind of a bang-bang thing because we had a game the Saturday. We were in the playoffs, and, Coach took the job, and we jumped in a car 2 days later and got here, and it was dark like now, because of the time, and he was standing there waiting on me, and I remember kind of being touched by that at that time and being excited about it. And, like I say, it's you're going to get me going here in a minute. I'm going to get emotional now because I don't want to be that way right now. But I guess it's just more special because I'm going to tell you what now, we were bad. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all think we're bad now, I guess, but you don't remember what we were then when we and he was taking the blunt of all that now. I mean, he really has. So we would not have. It's not been as fast because it's never as fast as anybody wants it to be because everybody just wants it to be like wave a magic wand, and now we've won every game. Everybody can't win every game. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we wouldn't be nearly as far along without him. I don't know what we'd have done because he's carried us in a lot of ways. We got a lot of other guys doing a great job too. Obviously, I don't want to make it all about him, but he's surely been a big part of it.
As someone that has spent so much time with this program and so much time with the players that are the senior class, is this game, this last home game for them, something that you want as a coach just a little bit more?
I want to win. Yeah. I'm so old now that, another win for me means nothing. I got conference championship. I got a national championship, and a runner-up in the national championship. So, all that I always think about the players, those seniors like that, how bad you want them to leave here with that great memory. And then I think about all the students. The East Carolina students are special. You're in this state, you got a battle going on, with the other schools and the other league, and kind of being the other person, you know what I'm saying? So I always just think about how great it is after we win. I think, I bet downtown's having fun tonight. I bet and I am so happy for them to get to do that. And then we have some unbelievably good support. 95% of the Pirates are the best out there in the business. Everybody's got their 5%. You know what I'm saying? That, you'd like to trade them. But we just got so many people that it just means so much to. And it just, so, when we leave the field, when we win, I always look up there and kind of think about, I'm happy for those people. You know what I'm saying? I got to go back to work. You know what I'm saying? I got a few hours to go enjoy it, and I got to be back in here and be on the next one, so I don't get to enjoy it too much. And the off season, how your year goes kind of controls your year. That's the sad part about this job, is that how we do in the fall determines my entire year. You know what I'm saying? Even July 4th, it still determines, how we did that last year, and you're thinking about the next year. But this senior class has been unbelievable, because a lot of them, at that first year, I wasn't sure they were coming back. They were about to toss it in now when we got it. They really were. And now I think they're going to be great alums. I'm telling you, they're going to be back. They're going to be back. They're going to be helping recruit. They're going to be supporting this university. And a lot of them are going to do really well in a lot of ways.
All right, Donnie Kirkpatrick there, kind of a big picture look at what this class, what Holton Ahlers and others have meant to it, and how important it is for him to win for those guys on Saturday. And I like the line, Tony, about, hey, man, we were bad when we got here. Some of y'all think we're bad now, but just look how bad we were when we got here. So
you didn't lie about that. Does CJ have another year? Is that it for him?
Yeah, CJ
has another year. What about the other kid? The other receiver?
Winstead's one and done.
Oh, one and done.
He's still technically a junior.
Who, CJ?
CJ.
Yeah.
Right.
CJ, so offensively, Tony, we're talking about Holton Ahlers, Isaiah Winstead, Ryan Jones is done after this game, this year, the tight end.
Offensive line, Justin Red.
You've got some offensive linemen. Looks like Avery Jones, the center, is also going to play his last home game.
Noah Henderson.
Yeah, Noah Henderson at tackle. Now, Keaton Mitchell has a decision to make on he can go pro.
Isn't he just a sophomore, though?
He's a COVID sophomore.
Right.
So, no,
it's not time for him to go pro yet.
You tell him that, and then sign him to an NIL deal.
Oh, they already did?
I'm saying you.
Oh,
you help keep him here.
He should play one more year, man. At least one more year.
Yeah. Well, are you saying that selfishly?
I'm not saying it selfishly. Because one of the things that I watched Keaton. Believe me, he's a great football player. He's a great running back. He needs to work on his receiving, catching. I mean, I've watched him. He drops
some last Friday night.
But he catches some, but he drops some balls. And I think if he stays another year and he works on that, because that's one of the things that that the NFL is looking for, because Keaton's not a big running back.
He's not going to be Derrick Henry every down back.
Right, he's not that. So he can be used on third downs.
Yeah.
But for him to be used on third down, he has to be able to catch every pass that comes his way.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, and he could find his niche there in the NFL.
Another year would do him very, very well.
Yeah. All right, let's get a break in. We'll hear some of Blake Harrell. We'll talk some NFL. I feel like I should know what this is. Robert says, tomorrow night, Chandler, HC is coming.
Hertford County and Whiteville Wolfpack are going at it in the
state championship?
Third round?
Third round?
Is it third round?
So this would be probably the Eastern semis, I guess?
Yes.
Are we at that point?
I believe so.
Yeah.
because we're deep into this thing, and Whiteville has taken care of business in all their games pretty smoothly. So Hertford County is coming, so got to watch out.
HC is coming. All right. Shirley Rhodes, let's open up the booty bag here on a Thursday.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right, 317-1250, the number for winners. Shirley, what are we giving away today?
$15 gift card to AJ McMurphy's.
All right, and what caller are we looking for?
Let's do caller 12.
Shout out to the crowd at Mengies last night. Shout out to the crowd at AJ's. We had two teams we hadn't seen in a while. A little late night trivia. Had a good crowd for a late night. We missed you out there, Chandler.
Was my team out there?
Your team was there.
So there was 4 teams.
There was 5 teams.
Wow.
5. I was expecting maybe 2 since we started late, but we had a good crowd playing some late night trivia.
Who got the win last night?
EC Skin beat your team by 1 point.
Wow. Yeah, I was planning on being out there, but I'm doing post game now for ECU basketball, and took Mike Schwartz quite a while to get to the podium, but all is well.
Hey, one of your hats that you wear around here, doing a great job. 317-1250. We're back with more Touchdown Tony Collins after this.
Where can you go where the beer is cold? Friendship is forever. Pabst is the place that's in our hearts, where we can be together.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. This is the place.
Hey, Pirate fans, get stocked up for tailgating season with PBR at your favorite retailer. Look for the QR code on the PBR display and register for a chance to win a pizza oven. Game day or any day, all Pirates prefer PBR.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit greenvilleautoworld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
Temperatures are in the low 30s at 10 a.m., increasing sharply to 75 degrees by 1 p.m., and then dropping into the teens by 10 p.m. So before you go to work, put on some gloves, pack some shorts, and a parka. That should cover you for the day.
Your heating and cooling take a beating. Guarantee your system is ready when you need it. Call Delcor. Buy a new train system and make no payments until 2023. It's hard to stop a train. With inflation and high gas prices, you don't need another payment. So buy this month and make no payments until 2023. Delcor, the service professionals.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
ASAP Party and Tent Rentals is your one-stop shop for weddings, anniversaries, corporate events, family reunions, birthday parties, or any celebration with friends and family. ASAP Party and Tent Rentals has the widest selection of tents, tables, chairs, linens, china, concession equipment, bounce rides, games, staging, wedding equipment, dance floors, and so much more. At ASAP Party and Tent Rentals, we help people get together. Call today at 756-7903. ASAP Party and Tent Rentals, locally owned and operated on Diamond Drive in Greenville near Agri Supply and Equipment Plus.
The Angus Grill is your premier spot for the best burgers, cheesesteaks, and brisket sandwiches around. Join us for our unmatched variety of burger combinations, from the mushroom bacon Swiss burger to the jalapeno popper burger to the original Angus classic. Pair that burger with our amazing onion rings, tots, fries, or sweet potato fries. Angus Grill, with 4 amazing locations in eastern North Carolina, including Winterville near Pitt Community College, on Jarvis Street in uptown Greenville, and on Statensburg Road near the hospital. It's the best burger around, guaranteed.
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defense coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
In the bedroom. Okay.
Funky dope. Funky dope.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Congratulations to Keith Smith of Greenville. Picked up a $15 gift card to AJ McMurphy's. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ's. They have daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio perfect for outdoor dining. And there's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia with our very own Clip Brock on Wednesday night. AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's day. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Alrighty, back with you. Pirate Radio Live. Thank you, Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt. Touchdown, Tony Collins to my left. Pirates still have some couple games to go, a few games to go, I should say. 2 in the regular season, 1 bowl game. Excited about that. Have not done a Bud Light pregame tailgate and fifth quarter call-in show for a bowl game in
been a long time.
8 years.
Wow,
man, that's crazy.
Wow.
So we'll finally get one of those this year. Excited about that. Tony Collins already looking at next year. I don't know what spurred this thought from you, Tony, but during the break you said, man, we got an easy schedule next year. We should go 8-4.
At least.
So I want to break that down with you real quick since you brought it up. So here are the home games for 2023. Marshall at home.
Win.
Gardner-Webb at home.
Win.
All right. Conference games. Tulsa.
Win.
SMU.
Win.
Tulane. Charlotte.
Win.
So you got at least 5-1
at home.
At least 5 wins.
At least.
Okay. All right. Well, if you're going 8-4 and you got at 5 there, all you need is 3 on the road or potentially 2. Road games next year at Michigan.
Lost.
At Appalachian State.
Win. Appalachian State can be beat.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. At UTSA. You don't even know who that is.
Yeah, I do. Texas.
They're pretty good.
We should beat them though.
Okay.
We should be able to play with those guys.
They play in the house that David Robinson built. They're in the Alamo Dome, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a pretty cool atmosphere.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a win.
Yeah.
All right. At Rice.
Another win.
You got to win that. At FAU.
I'm not really too much on them, but they're not no powerhouse. We should win that one too.
At Navy.
Come on, man. We should have beat Navy this year, man. It's just a win.
You have one definite loss in Michigan, and one
maybe Tulane. We might lose that,
and
one
or two ands. So you're 9-3.
I like it.
So that's kind of a look too at the new conference with some teams leaving, some teams coming in. You're going to be favored in some of the matchups with these new teams. So now you're just looking at the schedule. What about you got to factor in Mason Garcia at quarterback, new quarterback?
Hey, from what I hear about Garcia, man, he's a quarterback that can play. I mean, he hasn't got much playing time because of Holton, but from what I'm understanding, from what I'm hearing that he can throw the ball. So, I mean, and if CJ comes back, we got some young receivers that I think will step up. If Keaton comes back, which he should, and we should have a team on offense that can put up some points.
Tony, now it's funny. Robert just put this in on YouTube. He says $100 says C.J. Johnson enters the draft,
which he shouldn't.
Right, but don't mean he won't.
I know another year for C.J. would do him really, really good. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I think C.J. will do great in the league. I think he will, and it's all about him getting on the right team. But he has a chance of coming back next year and catching 115 passes, and maybe get drafted in the first or the second round. If he goes out this year, I can't see him going no higher than the fourth round.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if he gets drafted. He might get drafted late.
So why take a chance on that right now when you got another year to really just pile it on with the stats and perfect your whatever you're doing. So I mean, but again, he sees that money, and hopefully he can understand that, man. He'll have a long career in the NFL if he just be calm and just wait it out for another year. But again, that money it's a whole lot of money in the NFL. But if he doesn't get drafted, right now you're struggling.
Yeah. Conan, I'll get to your question to Tony in just a second. But Chandler, so let's run the hypothetical. CJ does decide to go. You're without Isaiah, CJ, Ryan Jones, Aaron Jarman. It feels like we're in the same position
as last year.
Like this coming February that we were thinking about last February, where, man, we got nobody to throw to. What are we going to do? So we might have to hit that portal hard again and hope we land somebody half as good as Isaiah Winstead, because he has been awesome this year.
Well, if we do exactly what we did last year, then we're in for a good haul, because, I mean, what a great addition we got with Isaiah Winstead, and even Jalen Johnson,
when he's been able to go.
He's tried to go the past few games, but whatever is bothering him has been re-bothering him. But yeah, the transfer portal has definitely been a help, especially this past off season. And I remember sitting there thinking, like, who is Holton going to throw to? And now you look, and he's got all the weapons in the world. So it looks like we're going to be in that same position of thinking, all right, who is Mason Garcia going to throw to come September of next year in the big house? And maybe, hopefully, the coaching staff can go out there into the transfer portal and find some big-time talent.
Tony, we talked about Keaton Mitchell. You said another year would do him great. You said C.J. Johnson, another year would do him great as far as a potential pro career. Conan asked, is there anyone ready right now, you think, for the NFL on this roster? When you watch him, who's
the other receiver?
Isaiah Winstead. Isaiah. You like him as a pro?
I think he's ready. I mean, he has to be ready. But I really think that he's ready to play in the league. And it's all about, I'm going to tell you, man, you could be a great receiver in college, but if you get on the wrong team, but if you get in that right situation where they're going to be able to use you, and it's all about that. And it's all about understanding that, if you got another year and you can tune yourself to that pro capability, and I'm saying this about Keaton, he needs to put on some more weight. I mean, he has a chance to put on a little bit more weight next year. He can still keep his speed, but because, I mean, I don't know what he weighs, 185 pounds soaking wet right now. But I just think the only one is the other receiver. I keep forgetting his name.
Isaiah Winstead.
Isaiah is ready, and I don't know if he'll get drafted high, but I'm pretty sure if Isaiah gets in the league and he gets on the team, he's pro ready right now. I really believe that.
He also is 100% focused on football. I mean, he's made no bones about it. His goal is to make it to the league. And I feel like he's done all he can at this point to achieve that goal. And, Tony, I think you brought up some good points with Keaton, too. And that kind of speaks volumes coming from a former Pro Bowl running back in the NFL about what he needs to do. You're right. He is a great college football running back, but there are things he can do to improve his stock, and you've named them. namely putting on another year off-season program, putting on weight, but also catching the ball out of the backfield,
yeah.
and how he might be utilized as a pro.
Yeah,
because it won't be the same as
he can be a great receiver. Right now, he's not a great receiver. I've watched him; he's not a great receiver, but he can be put in the slot because of his speed.
Yeah.
And so if he can,
the way NFL offenses go now, they go 3-4 wide, like they're like college
all the time. So man, I just think he definitely should wait another year, and he'll be pretty good in the league.
How about a guy that hasn't been? I feel like he was highlighted more earlier in the season than now, but Ryan Jones is a major offensive weapon. He's been kind of gimpy, like he's kind of limped to the sidelines quite a bit this year,
especially the past couple of games, and
maybe some nagging stuff there.
Yeah,
but is he a guy, Tony? You think will get a shot?
He's got all the size, he's got good speed, man. Yeah. But again, he's not gonna get drafted high because he hasn't got the numbers, so he's not gonna get drafted high. So it's all about him getting to that team where he can be used, or getting on a team where somebody's going to get hurt, he's going to get an opportunity. I'm going to tell you, in the NFL, it's all about opportunity. I came out in the second round, and when I came to New England, I was the third string running back. They only drafted me to return kicks. And Vegas Ferguson out of Notre Dame was our number 1 running back. Horace Ivey from Oklahoma was the number 2 running back. And so the only reason I got to play the very first game of the season because they were hurt. So I got an opportunity, and I was ready. I was ready for my opportunity, and the rest is history.
Yeah. And speaking of opportunities, the NFL is not the only pro league out there right now. I saw earlier this week Josh Hawkins will be playing in the XFL, and Chandler, you brought this to my attention. How about former ECU offensive lineman Fernando Fry was selected in the XFL draft? He'll be playing with the Vipers. Who is that? The Vegas Vipers. So
also Garrett McGinn will be playing for the Renegades as well.
All right, good deal.
So he'll be on the same team with Josh Hawkins.
So these guys, Tony, going to continue their football career. Excellent. And The Rock is involved in this new XFL, right? So they're trying to make this a thing. So what was the league that just played this past spring?
USFL.
That was the USFL.
Skip Holtz won it.
That's right. He won it. So this will be the XFL returning for the third time.
There's too many damn leagues out there.
Am I right about that? This will be like the third time.
This is the third implementation.
Third time's a charm, Tony.
But
we'll see if it works.
You just talked about opportunity, Tony. This is a perfect opportunity platform for these players to showcase.
Yeah, absolutely.
You look at Taylor Heineke and a P.J. Walker, who just a few years ago was in the XFL. You got some defensive guys. I know the Panthers, they just cut him, but Kenny Robinson got signed to the Panthers because of his performance in the XFL. So these former Pirates could, have their opportunity to make some plays in this XFL and then hopefully get elevated to the NFL.
There's one more that actually got drafted today. Eric Lawson got picked up.
Former long snapper.
Yep, former long snapper.
I'm glad Chandler's here.
Because I was
scouting
thinking
report on him, Chandler.
Because the abbreviation on the draft.
They drafted long snappers now?
They draft everybody. But no, I was wondering what LS stood for on the
shame on you, Shirley. Don't say that around Chandler.
I was like, what?
LS.
Loser? No, yeah. I was thinking safety of some sort.
Long safety.
Long safety. I would have never guessed long snapper because I don't think in that realm. I think offense, defense. Sorry.
What an insult.
I know I'm sitting beside a former long snapper, a former defense, former special teams player.
One of the best long snappers.
I know.
Almost former Pirate.
Yeah.
So
I screwed that up.
When did he play, Chandler?
He played, I want to say he played in that, not in the COVID year. He played the year before, so he played in Mike Houston's first year.
Wow, okay. Still snapping
and played 1 year here.
Tony, you played some pro football outside of the NFL, late in your career? Is that right? What did you do?
I played in the, I was going to coach in arena football, and so I was like, wow, I can still play. So I played like 3 years in there.
Wait, so you were going as a coach?
I was going as a coach.
And we're like, I'm better than these guys?
Yeah, pretty much.
How old were you at the time?
That's awesome.
I was like, 32, maybe 33. Yeah.
So like,
you're like
young but old for a football player,
Yeah.
old
and you're
for
like,
a running back.
screw the whistle, give me the pass.
Yeah, played 3 years in that league. Yeah.
First of all, you're cut. Second of all, I'm taking your spot. That's awesome. All right, let's get a break in. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up. We'll get Tony's official prediction. We haven't talked any NFL. Good discussion today. We'll look at the slate of games coming up.
The Commanders are winning.
The Commanders are back. We'll take a timeout. Come back. More to go after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case, cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers for my friends at ArcPoint Labs. Just as I trust my teammates, you can trust ArcPoint Labs to give you quick and accurate results for your laboratory testing needs. ArcPoint Labs provides insights and solutions to enable individuals, businesses, and communities to make informed decisions on their health, safety, and well-being. Visit any of the 6 Eastern North Carolina ArcPoint Labs locations or go to arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
All right, Pirate Nation, Russell's is ready for the holidays. Our huge in-stock inventory makes shopping easy. New additions include Barber for men and women, plus Owner Reserve for the men. Enjoy your holidays and don't worry about lost packages and back orders. We've been making Christmas wishes come true for 39 years in the same location. Not only is our signature gift wrap beautiful, it's free. It's always about you, our pirate friends and customers at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Go Pirates!
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Cuccinella, inviting you and your family to come by Cuccinella's Pizzeria and Italian Ice. Cuccinella's has been serving our special family recipe New York-style pizza since 1932. We think you'll taste the difference in just one bite. When you come in for a pie, don't forget to try our house-made Italian ice or gelato. We make small batches every day from scratch with all fresh ingredients.
Cuccinella's on Old Tar Road in Winterville and a new location coming soon to Uptown Greenville.
This is Tim Doust, ECU Football Special Teams Coordinator, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The Dow fell 7 points today, closed out at 33,546. NASDAQ was also down 38 points at 11,144, and the S&P was down 12 points at 3,946. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Cliff.
All right, touchdown Tony Collins here. Let's talk a little NFL before we wrap it up. Tony, fantasy question for you. Should I start Christian Watson tonight, coming off his first big game as a pro, catching all those balls for touchdowns last week? They play the Titans tonight. I also have Juju, who was in concussion protocol, so I probably won't put him in the lineup.
Start Watson.
I have Cortland Sutton, very talented Broncos receiver who has not done much at all this year in that Broncos offense, playing Las Vegas. Would you start
Watson?
Start Watson?
Yeah, he's going to have another good game tonight.
All right. You like the Packers tonight?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Looking at the other games this week, who your guys got? Ooh, Jets rematch.
Big game for us.
It is a big game. At home, coming off a bye, right?
A must-win for us this week.
And all of a sudden, that AFC East is getting interesting.
Tight.
And our Dolphins, Shirley and I's Dolphins, look like they could.
Your Dolphins.
Well,
how you jump on it? You just jumped off the bandwagon from Commanders to Dolphins?
No, they're my Commanders. They're our Dolphins.
No, this is how he does it. It's our Dolphins when the Dolphins win. It's my Dolphins when the Dolphins lose.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
When Tua plays, they're our Dolphins. When he's out, they're Shirley's Dolphins. But they look like they're going to be right there with the Bills and the Jets and Pats. Much like the.
the Patriots only 2 games out of first place.
Yeah, much like the NFC East, the AFC East, very, very good division this year with everybody over 500. So that's a key game, Pats and Jets. Other key games, did you see where they moved? Buffalo,
Detroit, right?
Yeah, Buffalo and Cleveland has officially moved to Detroit. So we asked Kevin Monroe earlier. I bet you played in a bunch of snow games, right?
Well, we had a game that was called the snow game.
That's right. Where the convict went on the field and cleared the snow,
cleared the path for.
So you
kicker,
guys could kick it.
And we won the game, and Coach Shula was pissed. He was pissed.
So you're in the actual snow game. That's right. Let's see other games this weekend. Ooh, Cowboys at Vikings.
I think the Vikings going to win. I mean, they for some reason they find a way to win the game for the last 3 or 4 games. They're the worst 8-1. I don't know, 8-1. They're the worst 8-1 team.
I agree.
In the league right now.
They are 8-1. It is not a pretty 8-1, but how about that? You go under center and can't get the snap off at the 1 yard line.
I couldn't believe that, man. That was crazy.
What a way to lose.
That was a crazy game.
And they still end up going to overtime, getting a field goal, going to OT. So the NFL continues to deliver drama each and every week, and we'll see what happens coming up this week. All right, Tony, final prediction, East Carolina and Houston, 2 o'clock on Saturday.
Okay, before I give my final prediction, I got to tell you, this is my last day of time being in the studio because I'm leaving.
Now, I thought about this.
There's Thanksgiving coming up next week.
So this is it.
Yeah, but I can call in if you guys want me to.
We got to have you for like a bowl game and everything.
I can call in. I'm going to be gone from next Wednesday till January. I got to see my grandbabies.
Okay.
Celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving.
Well, you told me some other news last week that we're not getting into that yet.
Well, I don't remember what I told you.
Like gone, like gone.
Yeah,
like back, gone. All right, so last in-studio appearance of the year.
Last in-studio appearance is today, yeah. So I'm going to miss you guys, man. It was fun. It was fun, but I would love to call in.
All right, we'll call you.
On a Thursday. So
definitely.
We'll set that up.
All right, well, what's your prediction?
I'm predicting a lot of points. It's going to be a nice day, 54, 55 degrees. We're going to score a lot of points on Houston. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. It's gonna be like 54-40. I think we can if we play it like that, man, and if we play our game, don't make mistakes, we can score a lot of points on this team. But we gotta play smart. Special teams, we can't kill us on special teams. Can't have the crazy penalties. Oh man, it's been a tough year this year than all the other years. All the other years when we had, what's that guy's name? The black coach. What was his name?
Scotty Montgomery.
When we had Scotty Montgomery, we had a bad team. And so it was just, we know we're going. This year is hurt. It hurts because I see all the talent that's out there. You just see it, man. Defense playing good, but we just had some tough games. But we're going to score a lot of points, man. And I just think it'll be a good win for us.
All right. Tony Collins says we're putting on a show.
50, at least 50 points.
For the seniors and for the fans, the final game here at home. All right, enjoyed it, Tony. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too,
ham man. We owe
I guess I won't get my ham until next year.
We'll figure it out.
Hey, you think I'm gonna get my ham? Do you think I'm gonna get my ham?
If I'm a betting man,
do you think I'm gonna get my ham before I leave on Wednesday? Hell no.
No.
You know why? Because Troy will say Thanksgiving's on Thursday. We're not going to see you on Wednesday.
No, that's bad luck to have your ham before Thanksgiving.
All right, Tony, enjoyed it, man. Shirley, Chandler, we'll see you at 3:00 on Friday, and we'll see you folks as well. We're back on Friday at 3. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Hey, Kiki. Good guest list for you coming up today. Coming up in about an hour 20 from now, Bobby Carpenter will stop by. We'll do a little double dip, NFL, college football. Then at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific, Matt the Steamroller Frivola is going to join us, fresh off his UFC 281 victory. And then in the final hour of the show, Lofa Tatupu will swing by to discuss a little Seattle Seahawks and the USC Trojans, as the Trojans still have a chance to get into the college football playoffs. So you're telling me a chance. That's the way that it kind of feels like it is with USC, that there's a little bit of a chance that they could get in, but I do not expect USC at the end of the year to be in the college football playoffs. A whole lot to do. Let's start things off with Week 11 tonight that gets underway in the National Football League. And when I look at this matchup, it's really a matchup of the Green Bay Packers needing this one in the worst way possible. Because this is a game for Green Bay that they built up some momentum last week when they found a way to come from behind